it! Get a grip! This stupid video I just showed you! I almost stroked out and died over it. You're watching a different show! You donkey! You ain't a captain of nothing but a sinking ship! Don't do this to me, Harry! The Ohio State. It's Ohio State! What do you mean, the? 312-988-15.
Hello?
You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. Yeah. That's right. It's just a Saturday night. It's a Saturday night in Notre Dame football land. Let's get after it. Let's get down. It's the next 3 weeks are going to be rough. Let's just start right there. The next 3 weeks, whatever it's going to bring, it's going to be rough to get through. It's going to be rough to get through. I'm already at the point where I'm just saying I need data. I just need to see what it's going to be. I just want to know, how's it going to be? Do-do-doon, do-do-do-doon. I just want to know. We're already there. Usually I get there like a week and a half before the first game or whatever. We're there. I'm just ready to see what happens. I'm ready to see where this is all going to stack up. I am ready to see. I just want to know where we're at. And in this quarterback stuff, there's just a lot going on. I just want to know how it's going to be, man. I just want to know how it's going to be. Golden is golden. We got to get into that. That's a really good, man. They're doing some different kind of work on the recruiting trail. You didn't sound anything like the song, bro. Drunk, it's just good to have you back, Drunk. It's weird to say that in any social space. Like, hey, Drunk, it's really good to have you back. It's good to have you back. It really is good to have you back. So I want to get into it tonight. I believe Mike Goolsby may be checking in. We'll look for him here in the green room. And if he pops in, we're going to drop him in and we're going to talk Elijah Golden. We're going to talk Notre Dame camp. I'm sure the quarterback thing will come up. Maybe the injuries. We'll see what we're working with. I see a good bank of callers here. I'm going to try and get through what I need to get through. Shut up. Get through as many calls as we can. So then Mike has some runway if he decides to join. And I think he will, to be able to see what he wants to do and where he wants to go. So that's going to be the plan. I'm going to start with this stuff. And I don't want, it's a medium. I don't know what to tell you. I ordered a medium. I don't know what to tell you. People are now, here we go. Literally 3 minutes in. Here we go. All these years. John, you're a skeleton. Oh, yeah. Don't you belong back? Where's the biology room you escaped from? Oh, you're a skeleton. Like, you need to put on weight, buddy. Do you starve yourself? All those years. I put on 30 pounds. Now I'm buying in the kids section. Now, oh, John, what size infant outfit is that, bro? You can't win around here. Here's the problem. The medium is starting to fill up the upper area here. It doesn't fill out the bottom, bro. If I got a large, it would look like a dress. So I don't know what to do. Do you not wash a shirt? Do you just never wash a shirt so it doesn't ever like tighten? I don't know what to do. So all those years, you're a skeleton. Oh, put on some weight. Then I do. Now, oh, you shop at Baby Gap. Son of a buck, 4 minutes in. So that's the problem I have. The mediums are filling out upstairs. But dude, if I got a large, it would be literally a dress. It doesn't fit the rest of my body. I don't have a large midsection. I'm in between. I just got to never wash a shirt so it doesn't tighten up. All right. I'm throwing this out there. I need you guys to work with me on this one. You all know Angela Rudiger. It's always good to have a Rudiger in the chat. You know the resident Rudiger. She and I, just a couple hours ago, found out we lost another person that was a key part of that big circle of friends we've had for going on like 21, 22 years. Just a couple of hours ago, Angela called me with the news, and this is the third person. I'm 40. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm only 40. This is the third person out of that circle of people that were so close for so long. This is the third one we've lost now. And out of that group, and my head's spinning a little bit with this. So I maybe it'll all be fine. But if I'm a little aloof or a little out there, I admit my mind's racing a little bit just to process all that. But I had a good conversation with Angela a couple hours ago, and it's just I'm a little all jumbled up. So it's not an immediate family member or anything. I'm not saying it for that. But it is messing with my head. And I really do think this show is going to be good for that, because if I'm already going to be in my head and things are a little weird, then we'll have some fun tonight. It'll be the healthiest distraction I could have. So for Bill, this one's for you, Billy boy. This one's for you. We love you. We miss you. So I wanted to just get that there. It's the part of that being the third person out of that group already it's messing with me, man. 3 of them already out of that group. We've all been so tight for 20 some years. So that's rough. So if I'm a little all over tonight, forgive me, man. I'm a little processing that, and it's hard to turn it off. So maybe it'll be fine. You guys are being funny. That's awesome. Like, whatever. So I love it. And so I don't mean that like, oh my God, send flowers to John's house. This is not that. It's just I'm admitting that I'm not fully locked in the way I want to be. And I'm just being upfront with that. So forgive me a little bit if I'm aloof, but I'm aloof anyway. So who knows? Here's the other thing. That news is messing with my head. Then I log in here. Are all the chat names different, or somebody tell me, am I tripping, or are all the screen names on the chat different than they look for all of human history on this? Bro, I don't get it. Somebody type in and tell me I'm not dreaming. The names look weird. Okay, they are different. Okay, all right. I'm already in a different mind space tonight. My mind is elsewhere for like the only time ever my mind could be not on all Notre Dame. My mind's elsewhere. I log in and I'm like, these chats all look different. Everybody's name's changing. It's Sly Fox, a bunch of numbers, letters. Sly Fox, UU1EI. What does that mean? What even Clayton Bigsby had numbers after? What is that? Is that his jail number? His prisoner number, or what? I don't understand. So I'm not dreaming that this is different. The one time my mind wasn't totally zoned in on this, I log in and that happened, and I'm like, dude, Mark with glasses is normal. Mine's normal. But I'm telling you, most of these have weird letters and numbers after them, or an @ or weird stuff. Anyway, all right. I'm just glad that it's everyone or that everyone could see it. I don't understand. I'm completely perplexed. So I wanted to cover that. Give me a little break if I'm a little aloof. I'm going to shoot it to the callers quick so that you guys could go wherever you want to go. Listen, first thing, congrats to Notre Dame staff and Elijah Golden. Congrats to Jared Clark, teammate of Mike Goolsby's at Notre Dame, who is Golden's head coach at Cardinal Mooney state championship winning high school football in Florida. What a beautiful, what is that not the dream scenario, you guys? That's absolutely beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing in the world that a Notre Dame guy would go on to coach at a championship level at high school in an area he's from and have a kid come through the system that you could be proud to send to Notre Dame. I'm unbelievably proud of Jared Clark, and I'm happy for Elijah Golden. Good job on the staff. This is an absolute win for everybody involved. So I want to throw that out there. And the other thing is, man, it's going to be great. We're going to get a lot more of Jared Clark very, very soon. We're getting into the all 20. Once this season starts, Jared's going to be up at 2-3 in the morning breaking down Notre Dame's offensive film. And damn it, it's a beautiful thing. And the 25 is the promo code. Get in, get early, and get down and dirty. We're talking football behind the paywall, baby. You never know what's going to happen. Thanks to everybody who's there. But that's where I'm excited to get Jared again. That's where I'm excited to get Jared again on that all 22. So Notre Dame moves into, I believe, the third spot on 247. 296 points, something like that. I was always raised that 300 is an elite class with that 2-4 equation. I ain't a statistician. I'm not a math guy. Only B I ever got is in math. I'm still mad about it. I was always told if you get over that 300, that's a pretty elite athletic class. If you could get to that 300 point mark for your guys in totality, you're at 296, and I hope you're not done yet. And I hope you don't lose anybody. So really, that is a beautiful, beautiful thing for Jared Clark. I'm so happy for him and proud of him. And I just think him passing that Notre Dame thing to one of his guys at a championship level high school program, that is the most beautiful, like full circle Notre Dame experience to me. I think it's beautiful. Not MIT level. Dude, I'm bad with the math. When I did the grad school test or whatever, it's like, 99th percentile verbal and math, you can't do 2 + 2. I don't know what's wrong. I don't do good math in my brain. All right, couple chats. We'll get this thing rolling. $10 holler from the V1 Rotate. Even V1 Rotate looks weird. This is messing with me. So glad Golden sold us in the natty to go have the Bengals defense look stupid against third and fourth string players. Listen, man, the Ash experience is a big deal, but it isn't getting the attention that the offensive side of the ball is getting in the quarterback. This is a bona fide, straight up quarterback competition with guys nobody's seen in a game yet that came to Notre Dame under very different circumstances and fanfare levels. And it's Notre Dame starting quarterback. And you're having this controversy and this debate and this every day. Who's it going to be? I hear this, you hear that, I hear this, he hears that. So you got to understand, with all the exciting things going on in this program, Notre Dame has quarterback controversy competition. It's going to get all the attention. Not all, but a lot. A lot. Look at this from Rick. Slick Rick, $200 holler. My man Slick Rick, see, his name looks different too. It didn't have all them words before, all them letters. $200. Slick Rick, y'all are blessed. Yes, I am Catholic. The game against the Aggies is going to be epic. Love the Aggies and love the Irish. Beat Miami. I'm telling you, I say it every week. I say this, callers, I'm coming to you. I'm almost caught up. We're doing good. I always say this. I love all of our Notre Dame people, obviously. All of the regulars here and on Patreon, you guys are what makes the world go round, and I couldn't do it without you. I love you. Having some of these opposing fans that just want to be a part of this, and especially when they donate money, man, that means a lot to me because it isn't even their team. So that means we're doing some right with the community, not just me, but the community we've built together. All of us, the trolls, the nice people, everybody in between. So it's a beautiful thing. Slick Rick, his house, when he went to dig the foundation for his house, I think he struck oil in Texas. The Aggie fan or something. The guy donates a ton every week. Man, I appreciate you, Rick. Hope I get to meet you soon. I think his Ed Orgeron impression is sexy. Are you referencing me? Oh, but down that spring break, I'll be drinking with the college kids. I love Coach O, man. Oh, look at this. Oh, John gets all the wives hot and bothered. Now, I think you have me mistaken for Sam Hartman. I've never seen anything like it in Notre Dame land. That autograph shop, Sam Hartman pulls up. You would have thought the Beatles landed in America for the first time, trying to get a piece of Ringo's star. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it in real life of just people were freaking starstruck. What stood out to me for the short shorts? He was wearing the half-thigh shorts, showing it off. He was showing it off. Don't even get me going on the hair. The boy was showing it off, and people were noticing. I've never seen anything like it. It was quite impressive and unbelievable. It really was. It was it was sincerely. I'm telling you, his thighs were out, dude. He was flashing it, man. Oh man. Too bad he didn't do anything really to remember. John, you have nothing better to do on a Saturday night in August? Why are you here then, buddy? At least I could say I'm working. What the hell are you doing? Thinking about Artman gives me PTSD. Yeah, a little bit of that's on him. A little bit of that's on the supporting cast. Who all got the tickets to the Purdue games? Hey, yeah. All right, one more thing we got to do. One more thing we got to do before we get going. I've been slacking on the emails. Hold on. All right, we got a bank of calls. I got to get this going and give you guys your time. Let me do this real quick because it's important, clearly. This is the updated 2025 John Kennedy Always Irish bingo card, compliments of J Carr. All right, I got the first couple years over here. We got the regular, we got version 2. So let's do 3. I'm going to run through what's on the bingo card so you could play along in your mind at home. WPP and IQ, obviously. It's going to be interesting. That's another one. How much time you got, buddy? Everybody knows that's going to be on there. How much time you got, buddy, is front and center. Rooting for Dabo week 1. This one's going to time out, but it still applies it's applied for a lot of months. Mentions James Franklin's big game record. 4-20 against top 10. I believe it when I see it. Show us your face. We want to see your face. You want to see my face? You you can't be 4-20. I don't care. Look at everybody they got coming back, John. I don't. Look at the 3 high school teams they play. The first 3 games before they play Oregon. I don't care. You ain't going 4-20 against top 10 and then tell me to come in here and call you the number 1 team. I'm not doing it. I ain't. So if they prove it, they prove it. But start winning these big games. If you got that hating James Franklin for your heart, let it out. I'm just not doing it. Prove it. And he's got every opportunity to prove it. They're going to win the first 3 games 98-0. You're going to have a chance. But I'll mention it till he changes that record. Purdue's stupid drum, that's also going to time out. But I'm super glad that we're not letting that dumb thing come right down the middle of our entrance. If you can't fit it in that side entrance they built for the opposition, it ain't coming. Leave it in West Lafayette for all I care. Not Lee Lafayette. He was one of our guys. That's different. Don't do it. Johnny in my lunchbox at work. I don't know where it came from, but it's a cult classic now. Johnny in my lunchbox at work. And if you don't know, you'll never know. If you don't know, you're never going to know. Chad Bowden, surfs up, bro. Spicoli, I ordered a pizza, bro. Hold my drink. I'm one of the best podcasts and one of the best looking podcasters you've ever seen. Hold my drink. I can't. I got to change everything. Those are the best ones. You get me going on one that I cannot finish, and you know I can't finish it. Hold my drink. Spins the big game chain. That's about to come out. I got to tell you this. I'm fairly conflicted because I don't want to give any credence to that turnover chain and what that did to us the last time we played Miami in that place. So I'm having a love-hate relationship with, I don't know, ramp to camp. We need data. Yes, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Oh, yeah, smoke them if you got them. Smoke them if you got them. It applies to a lot of stuff. Shits on Hard Rock Stadium. It's Johnny in my lunchbox at work. It's just, that building, there's something about that building. Kane cyber attack. Whenever something goofy happens with the internet, wait and see with the Ash defense. You better believe it. Need some tough guys. James Franklin and Kurt Signetti. You darn tooting on that. unknown at QB. Been saying it for months, and apparently we're going to for some amount of time in the near future as well. Drinking Everglades water. That's been a favorite of mine lately. It applies. Don't trust anything without legs. Now, there's one that's never going off the list. That goes for sharks. That goes for snakes. I don't trust them. You can't judge how far away you need to be safe. I cannot trust it. So, no. And then show us your face. You want to see, but you won't see my face. Show us your face. We want to see your face. And then we got Gary. So, yeah, get out of here, Gary. We got Gary. So, thanks to Jay Carr for this. My internet's fine. Dude, I'm starting to get slightly irritated. My internet signal is completely fine. Mine is completely perfect, fine. I'm showing no outages. Everything's fine. This happened before, and I think it was a Monday Night Raw, and everybody said that YouTube started lagging and acting up. I don't understand. Mine's fine. I have no, Adam, don't do that. My internet's completely fine. I have perfect signal. It's not me. I have complete signal. Unbelievable. All right, let's get to the calls. We got to do 5 minutes, try and move through as many of these as we can. 937, what's going on?
John, it's your favorite Buckeye fan. How are you doing tonight?
What's going on, man? It's been a while. I haven't talked to you in
I know.
A long time.
Yeah, it's been probably since spring. So I took a little bit of time off. I've been pretty busy with some other things, and football has been kind of, I don't know, the summer's just gone by so fast. I'm kind of in the opposite camp of you. I just want to prolong it as much as possible.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
School in a week.
By the way, everybody's mad at me that you're the first caller. It's just it's been so long. I didn't remember the number. Now my own crew's getting on me for this.
You know, I called Eric last week for the first time on his show, so I'll try to call in a little bit more in the season, but I just wanted to maybe make a quick point or two. I know we're kind of both in similar quarterback conundrums, my team, the Buckeyes, and your team. And I think there's one thought here is that maybe the best quarterback to win the first game isn't necessarily the best quarterback to go through the whole season. So who knows? Maybe Minchie will start for game one, and that's why there's all of a sudden a bunch of talk about Minchie, but or game 1 and 2. But maybe Carr will get in more once you have a couple of more layups and go past Minchie for the playoffs. So that's a thought that I have with that.
Man, you don't think that's dangerous that you're asking for like trouble there? Like, because what if Minchie starts doing good? Then is that plan? That plan's just scrapped, or like, you don't want to create some ongoing like controversy every day. You know what I mean? Like, I could see that going. I could see ways that goes sideways one way or another.
Hey, if Minchie, let's say they're equal, but the only thing is that you can see the momentum from Carr, but Minchie has the legs ability. I don't know. I think in big games, I want a quarterback that's mobile. I just think in college, and Ohio State's a good example. We had a little bit more of a mobile quarterback last year. That you want a quarterback that can do both.
Yeah, and the other thing that helps on your end is I feel like you're always going to have a top-notch receiving core always to be able to deal with, like, to get a quarterback integrated. I feel like that helps because you're going to have a lot of dudes. You're going to have dudes out there, and if you could just get it to them, you're going to be set.
Dame this year, yeah, Notre Dame's got some great. I think they got some really good receivers. You know, some of those kids that are coming back. I mean, they played pretty good in the national championship game. So, I think that I'm excited for the season. I really think this year it's going to be fun. I think there's only about maybe 6 or 7 teams that I honestly think that can win the whole thing. And Notre Dame's in that group. like realistically for the first time, and I would say I would say maybe starting last year, but I think I was even a little surprised. So I think this year Notre Dame's definitely in the top 6 or 7 of the teams that can actually win it. So, and I'm not saying they're ranked 6 or 7. I'm saying they're in that group. I think they're probably, in my opinion, the top 4 or 5 team. I mean, I have to see a couple games just to kind of see where everybody's at, because the teams do change so much with the portal and just there's been a lot of teams like Ohio State and like Texas. They have so much turnover from the previous season, and Texas I know is ranked 1, but I heard that they have more production that left than even Ohio State.
Yeah.
So
man,
we'll
what a great first what a great first weekend. I think I saw 7 out of the 10 in the top 10 are breaking in new quarterbacks. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see who's put together the quickest and the best. And I credit all these teams with big matchups out of conference early. I credit all those teams for playing those games. LSU, Clemson's a big one. Yours a big one. We have a big one. We're independent. That's different. But I credit everybody that schedules big early, just so we have something to welcome us back, man. So I appreciate the call. And maybe when we get close to the games, hit me up when you can.
Yeah, sounds good. And have a good night, John, and I'll talk to you later.
Have a good one, buddy. How much time? I think he's the one that sent me those Buckeyes. Dude, you guys. I swear to God, I had no idea that was an Ohio State guy. I just saw that. I had no idea that was an Ohio State guy. I just saw an Ohio number that we get a lot of Notre Dame people that call from there too. Mark with glasses. I didn't know that was him. Everybody's giving me a hard time. He didn't even say anything bad about Notre Dame. He was actually fairly complimentary. Nobody wanted to hear it, man. They don't want the first caller. Nikki Dean loves to be earning seed $5 holler. Johnny wearing medium shirts to look swole. That's clearly it. 386, you're in the mix. What's going on?
Hello.
What's going on?
Johnny, Connor and I are.
What's going on?
What is it? Johnny, can you hear me?
I got you.
Dude, Connor and I are fired up to come to the tailgate, number one. But the things that I'm thinking about here, this whole season is about staying power. Is it not? And we're going to find out so early in the season. But I feel like this whole season is about staying power.
Yep. Yeah, that is the big. You have all the individual missions about the Ash defense and about the wide receiver core taking a step up, about the quarterback, obviously. But the big picture here is Notre Dame now in that top echelon of elite, where it is literally a reload, no rebuilding, and the next guys move in, and you're deep in the playoff again. That you're right. That is 100% the big picture of this whole thing this year. You're right.
And we're going to find out, right? Of course, unless one of the quarterbacks comes out and just lights it up, which from what we've heard from camp so far, that probably isn't going to be the case. But is the program in a spot where if we have a young quarterback, we overcome it? And that means in the depth, in the coaching staff. I mean, I do have some confidence in just the level of athlete and the depth that we have. So is it to the level, though, that we can mask a quarterback that is coming in to learn? And we're going to find out so fast, like the first couple games of the first half of the year, we just have no leeway for it. So The closer it gets, I think the more anxiety I have and a little bit more nerves that I have. But at the same time, I do still have some confidence, too, in what the program is in this snapshot right now.
Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense. I wrote an article yesterday. I don't know when it's going to publish, but I think the title was something like how Notre Dame can use its history to beat Miami. And I was talking about the best thing that could happen for either one of these quarterbacks is for that defense, keep the score down, play lights out, top 10 defense, and then the O-line to be good enough. You can run the ball and then have some time to think back there as a young kid. And so you can use Notre Dame. You need to lean on your historic recent strengths to support this kid because they're going to need some of that early, especially like you said.
And I think they can do it. I think that they can. And as long as there's nothing catastrophic from the QB, we're going to be fine. I do think the O-line is going to be a strength. I think obviously running back, if the QB can just play well, don't give up the game, right? Don't have, but it's just very interesting. And I like what the first caller said. Maybe the quarterback for week 1 isn't the quarterback for the rest of the year. It's just very interesting. All these narratives and all these things that could happen. They're all realistic possibilities. But I thought that was a pretty good point that he brought up there. It's very possible that that's the case.
And then I got somebody else that was saying it kind of looks and feels like this contest is going to run beyond next week, the end of next week, which is where they wanted to have a decision made when you close camp technically and then start 2 weeks of first game prep. And now people are like, I wonder if it's just going to keep going and you just keep running this thing. But then you're splitting reps. You don't know who your leader is there. Like, that's a little dangerous. But if you end up in a good spot, then that's the way to do it. It's just nobody knows. That's what's killing everybody. You got 3 weeks and it just everybody's like, what if this? What if that? What if that? What if this? Nobody knows.
And I'm sure that we've talked about this before. And I know we're getting close to the 5 minute. I'll hop off after this.
Oh, look at the radio discipline by you. Man, you're a pro. What a pro.
Could this not be saying something about just the, elite, what we think is elite talent and just firepower defensively? Maybe that's why these guys aren't absolutely lighting up in practice, which ultimately is going to help them be better against the other opponents. Could that also be a thing too, where like, what can we expect these guys to do? If our defense is what we think that it is, well, they're going up against those 1s and 2s every day. It's not easy out there. So I think we're kind of freaking out for no reason to an extent.
Yeah, it's just quarterback is just so damn important, and it's Notre Dame, and it's just, this is how it was always going to be. It's just, I want some closure. I want closure, and I am needy, and I have emotional needs, and I need closure, and we don't have any.
I'm with you, but this is what we asked for. I called you when we had Hartman. I called you when we had Riley. We talked for years about this. We all asked for this.
Until the process starts. Until the process starts. Like, dude, I'm with you, and I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it too. Like, how many times in this show did I say, at some point, you're going to want to plant your roots with a homegrown guy and have the stability there and build an offense with the guy and around him and all that. I've been saying that. And then you remind yourself what the process is like and some of the growing pains that nobody wants to go through. We want to skip to the good end. We want to skip some steps. You just can't. You can't.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Oh, man. Dude, it's going to be a long 3 weeks. That's why I don't even have notes for tonight. The notes are, we're all over the board. I just find it fascinating to see where everybody's at. Dude, in the last 5 minutes, a couple people have put, I got a feeling it's going to be Kenny. And other people are going, it's going to be Carr for sure. And all these people are reading and watching and seeing the same information. And they're all coming to different answers. It's amazing.
It is amazing. God, it's crazy. We just got to get through Miami. Yeah. I'm almost a little bit more worried about A&M too. Let's get through Miami, but A&M scares me a little bit more. I just think they're going to be much more well put together, better coached, better. I don't know.
But it's like
just a little bit better of an operation.
Aren't you with me on this though? The Miami thing and the narrative that's going to come out of it is so big and important. It feels so massively important. I don't even really have it in me to look to A&M yet, because how that one goes and that 2 week gap between the games is going to dictate so much of this. It's almost like I can't worry about A&M till I know the dynamic and the vibe entering A&M. Does that make sense? Yeah. Do you get that?
It does. You said it on Wednesday. The anxiety and the angst, if we're 0-1 going in a home game against A&M, it'll be horrible. Ooh. Because we all think about worst case scenarios, right? Ooh. We're always doing that as Notre Dame fans.
Ooh.
Buddy. Yeah, not ideal.
Buzz his girlfriend. Woof! I don't want to think about it, but also Notre Dame's got the damn talent. They can go 12-0. Like, I feel like that's the other part of it, man. Notre Dame has the talent. They could go 12-0. That's not even a question to me if they could do it. It's just, what's it going to be on the scoreboard, man? Oh, buddy, it's going to be a stressful 3 weeks. Hey, thank you guys for checking in, and I cannot wait to see you guys again. We're going to have a good group.
It'll be great. Yep. And it goes back to the first parts of the call, staying power. Do we have it? Do we not? First 2 weeks, we find out.
Yeah.
We got like 20 days.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
Let's get it, baby. We'll talk to you soon. God, those guys are nice. Gosh, those guys are just so nice. Tom Frawley, Chicago's very own. What's up, brother?
Oh, Johnny, good call so far, even from the Ohio State guy. So I tip my hat. You
Tom,
brings up a good point.
Tom, do I worry too much? Do you think I worry too much with this Notre Dame stuff?
Yeah, I think so. And I'll tell you, hit the brakes, and I'm going to tell you why. There's a couple of things that I've seen in the last 10 days with interviews and some clips that I've seen. So the controversy, let's talk about that. The controversy about TJ Carr making extra throws during a stretching period. And that kid's out there and he's floating around and he's just throwing the ball and he's getting his rhythm. What I picked up from that, maybe Mike Goolsby, because I know he had a hard on about this. You know, what are you doing? You're away from the team. I saw other things, you know, like the great RFK once said, some men see things as they are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not. I saw this kid's feet work. I saw him roll out. He's a natural athlete with unbelievable throwing motion. I know enough about football. He passes the eye test. Then you go over and you watch Kenny Minchie's interview after the first or third or fourth practice. That is one composed young man. So here's the deal. If he's got the more experience and he's got that leadership ability and composure, it's going to depend on, can he gel the receivers? Does the offensive line and the receivers and the running back gel more with him than they do with TJ Carr? If that happens, that's my starter, especially game 1 in Miami. So now you've got to look at it from another perspective, right? You got a kid with composure, great athletic ability. He, like the Ohio State caller said, you know, even Ohio State and some of these other top programs, we don't really know what we're going to get. But we do know that kid's got great composure. He's got great leadership. I'll take that with our defense and our running game into a road game. What happens when you go on the road? Holton used to say this all the time. When you go on the road, you pack your defense, your discipline, and your kicking game, and let the defense ride it out. Let your quarterbacks gradually work into the season. Are they getting? Yeah, you're not playing you're not playing Villanova. You're not playing Mercer. You're not playing McNeese State. You're playing Miami and Texas A&M in the first 2 games, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You can tell the national media and all the Notre Dame haters to stick it in their ass. I'm sick of that bullshit. I'm telling you right now, this is going to pay off in spades when we get to Halloween weekend. What happens on Halloween weekend every year? That's when the polls really start to matter. That weekend results going into November. Let's see where we are come then. I'm guaranteeing you we're going to be in the hunt come Halloween.
Man, I like that, Tom. I like that. I like the belief. It's just like Lou said, you got to have belief. You got to believe, and there's a lot to like here, man. And okay, let me ask this.
There is a lot to like. So don't forget. Look at the athletic ability that's sitting in the defensive backfield. There is an opportunity to take a guy like Bronte Johnson and flip him on special teams and make him part of your punt return game. Make one of these great athletes, KK Smith. He's got the best jets on the team. Find a way to get your best 11 on the team. And I'm telling you what, we haven't talked about this in preseason. Remember what our special teams coach, Marty Biaggi, did last year. The timing that he and Freeman put together on special teams and those things that they did, it was the best in the nation. So when you've got that kind of athletic ability, especially with underclassmen, You get them on the field, and where do they usually enter? In special teams. Get their feet wet and do it game one. Let them. It's baptism under fire, baby. Let it rock and roll.
Tom, I love it, man. I love how fired up you get.
Yeah.
I love how fired up you get, man. It's so genuine, and you're that guy, and you have like all the Catholic pieces that a good Catholic boy from Chicago has, but you have that other spark that goes off. You're the perfect blend of what I want my Notre Dame family to be like. God, it's great. I love you for that. I love you for this.
Well, and that's what happened today. I started out my day really well. I helped my neighbors gardening. They're older. I was doing that. I did my good Samaritan acts for the day. And then it became very Notre Dame centric. I went on a walk through the neighborhood. I walked about 2.5 miles this morning, and I start running into all my Notre Dame neighborhood animals, and they come by, Tommy, what's going on? How's the Irish? What's going on? Are we getting ready? And then it was just spiraled after that. So I got home. I'm starting to watch old games. I'm watching old films. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious!
God.
There's a lot of peril. Oh my God! When I heard that Elijah Golden signed up, I mean, now 27 recruits in that class. This is getting to Vinny Corrado, who was Holtz's recruiting coordinator in that period between 86 and 88.
No, Tom, let me give you this. Let me give you this. Let's react to this as a group. This came from Pete Sampson, longtime Notre Dame guy. Notre Dame hosted 12 uncommitted recruits in June, and they have landed 11 out of the 12. That is an unbelievable. He said he's never seen that in covering Notre Dame 25 years. That is an unbelievable run of success with guys you've targeted in the summertime. 11 out of 12. That's good work. That's damn good work.
What is that? 96%? I mean, Ohio State doesn't do that.
It's good work. Yeah, they're doing a really good job. And I'm very proud of Jared Clark too. Like he works with us over at the Patreon and does a great job with the film and coaching kids in high school and won a state championship recently. Like, it is a beautiful story. I'm so happy that all worked out for everybody.
Well, you know what? Again, and I've said this for the last couple of years, Freeman got the memo that you have to solidify your troop base and your recruiting base. And that means certain high schools in the different regions. And you can't turn your back on them like the last coaches from Bob Davie all the way up to Brian Kelly. They turned their back on the most important areas that continually have fed Notre Dame since the days that football began there. I mean, you can't turn your back on these people.
Yeah,
and Marcus Freeman gets it.
They're doing a good job. I want him to be. I want him to get the ultimate reward for it. And the only thing that's going to be is Freeman getting an entrance statue, like all the other ones that have won championships. That's it. Like, that's the level this is at. Like, all of the hard work that's being done behind the scenes, a lot of it nobody even sees. The ultimate and only payoff is him getting that bronze. Tom, anything on the way out? God, I love it, man. I love your whole vibe. Anything else on the way out? Thank you.
Here's the thing. You got to win them one at a time, right? You can't take it all on at once. But I here's what I would say. As a Notre Dame fan, even the most cynical and screwed up Notre Dame fans, especially the young guys that never really seen a national championship, I would say this: embrace this journey. This is special. I'm telling you guys, this is special. Embrace it, love it, and it's going to happen. I'm telling you the positive vibes that are coming off that place. And, sure, they're going to have some bumps. I mean, hey, look, you don't have to be undefeated by the end of the season, right? They can stumble. They could possibly stumble twice, depending on whom they lose to. But I just don't see them stumbling.
Man.
I really don't.
Yeah, we're going to see. We got a few short weeks. We're going to get answers. And Tom, I want you to call in on that Miami post-game show after having a few cold ones and say, John, I was right all along. You should have relaxed. That's what I want from you. Well, that's the only call I want from you is, John, I told you should have relaxed. Why'd you waste that blood pressure?
No. Listen, look, you don't have. I am still cautiously optimistic about Miami because of what happens in that. I got to watch my language. I can't stand that Hard Rock Stadium. That's a dump, and it turns into just a toxic cesspit when Notre Dame gets there because every Notre Dame hating idiot in South Florida shows up there.
Yeah,
and that's okay. Let them talk shite. They're not going to be louder than what happened at the opener in Texas A&M, and that'll fire these guys up. They're battle tested. The core of this team is battle tested and ready. They're going to have their hands full a little bit, but I still think that secondary and the linebackers that they have are not going to be able to handle Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside. That's Jordanian Price and Jay Love.
God bless you, Tom. I love you, buddy. Thanks for calling, man. I'll talk to you. Thank you.
God bless. Go Irish. We'll see you guys later. Be good.
Oh, I love that guy. God, he's just such a Notre Dame Chicago dude. He speaks like all the guys on the tapes from the Family Secrets, the mob trial from Chicago where the Chicago outfit got taken down and they have all these tapes. He sounds like he's a guy on there for real. All right, a couple super chats, then we'll go back to the calls. John is definitely not on gear. If the gear is, I chew a little cube of creatine every morning, like a gummy that has creatine. And then I take protein shakes and then a lot of steak and chicken and eggs and rice. That's pretty much it. That's it. That's the gear, man. That's it. That's all I've been on. That's all I've been on. All right, let me get caught up on a couple of these chats here. It's a $5 hour. Good to see you. It's been a while. Uncle Lou is right. Indy's been losing a home game every year. A&M fans are going to take over the stadium as well. It's a trend. You got to knock that off. The weird part is this dynamic is different because it's going to be a big game against a big name opponent, expected to have a lot of talent and be pretty good. And they're going to be better in year 2 under Elko than year 1. I'm certain of that. So it's not like Stanford the first year, Marshall Northern. It would have a different vibe. Maybe Notre Dame will take it more seriously. That'd be nice. $100 holler Rick, man. I'm telling you, you're the most generous guy. You don't even love Notre Dame. Irish fans, I've tried for a year to become a part of the Irish family. Yes, they're not my first love. Love my Aggies, but my heart lives and dies with the Irish. I don't want to be considered a troll. Go Irish unless they're playing the Aggies. Dude, anyone around here for any amount of time knows you are not a troll. You donate big money every single week. And Notre Dame's not even your team. You stumbled upon this channel when we were previewing the game last year, and you never left. Not a troll, and if anybody's mean to him, you're getting the boot. The boot. Clayton, come on, buddy. Luke, not a good one. They can't see the whole field. Look who's talking. $2 hour. Love the unprovens on Miami defense. Mismatch. Yeah, they got a lot, and they got a new DC and a whole new situation too. $20 hour from the Pilney 35. Which QB does the team respond to more? Great QBs have great chemistry with their team. The team played their ass off for Kevin McDougal. That doesn't show up on a stat line or a call sheet. It's an intangible. That's all a part of the equation. That's all a part of it. Isn't just who makes the most throws that does whatever. It's like, is the team drawn to a guy? Did they all play better when one guy's out, everybody else around there? Is there a vibe? Is there a spark? Is there a rhythm? Is there a cadence? That's the stuff you're looking to. Obviously, the basics have to be there, but that other stuff's a part of it. Is there any rhythm? Is there any juice? That's all stuff a guy like Denbrock knows in his sleep after 40 years. $20 hour. Pilney. And he was preseason number 1 in 77, and nobody saw him losing Ole Miss. Football's unpredictable. The ball is not a circle for a reason. If you got hate in your heart for the Canes, let it out. Just let it out. I needed that laugh. Let's talk to somebody we haven't talked to in a full year. 301, let's have a little fun. What's going on? Long time no talks.
Johnny boy, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's been almost literally a year and a lot's happened in Notre Dame land. What's new? What's going on?
Not much, man. We've had some good news today and some bad news today. Elijah Golden, that's solid, man. That's amazing. We finished that strong. Now we just got to hold these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there was a little anxiety when the date got pushed back. That usually doesn't favor Notre Dame when Notre Dame thinks they're in the lead and then a date gets pushed back, but it worked out. And I'm happy for Jared Clark, a Notre Damer, his head coach. It comes full circle. What a beautiful Notre Dame thing.
Yeah, I think there was some Southern pressure. I think he went to Alabama. But ultimately, I think what it sounds like is his family was totally on board with Freeman and with going to Notre Dame. So I think it's a great fit. And obviously to finish the class exactly how you won with all your targets is great. On the flip side, the Bauman and Keidron Young news is terrible.
Tough. Yeah, really, really tough. Like that is, it is what it is, but it's just really, really tough. And you just hate to see it. And it's like, I get all these messages and it's like, oh, dude, everybody gets injured in camp. Relax. And then I say back, yeah, but I only care about our guys. You know what I mean? Like I'm in my own world over here. I realize injuries happen to every team in camp. I'm only worried about my guys. Like, I mean, I want everybody to be healthy, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder if Goulsby has a tinfoil hat though, because there is a lot coming out. Because last year we had a lot of the knee injuries on contact. And so is it the turf field? Is it the Under Armour cleats? Is it the Lauren Landau theory that some people have?
Yeah,
there has been a lot of them lately, like Patello, Traore, Kia got hurt too. It's a little worrisome. I just hope that we don't get hit as hard as we did last year.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I don't think anybody knows the answer to that. It could be random. It could be a blend of things. It could be just bad luck. I don't know. It wasn't that long ago. A quarterback I really wanted to see in the blue and gold game lost a battle with the stairs in the dorm. All right. So when you look at it that way, anything on the football field shouldn't be a surprise. When we lost a guy that I really needed to see him throw the ball around the blue and gold game on the stairs. And so, it's just one of them things.
Yeah, I mean, on the flip side of this year, just like last year, we have so much depth. What Freeman has done to the roster, not just, the first 22 players, but players 23 to 85, top to bottom. We have so much depth. Even, did you see Max Hurlman? Last year's returner just scored a touchdown for the Steelers tonight. The depth that's on this team is just ridiculous last year and this year. And so it makes you just, even with these early injuries, it makes you even more excited because of the success we had last year and how much better we know it's getting.
Yeah, man. It is a big boy roster now. There's always these comparisons between the Freeman era and the Kelly era with recruiting and all that. And NIL, Freeman had NIL, Kelly didn't for his time. And what about the talent and all this? But it's easy to forget just how far this roster has come in Freeman's short tenure alone, right? Take the Kelly thing out of it. Even just since Freeman's been here, that talent is it's different. The bodies look different. The depth is different. The length is different. What they're going for seems different. It just does. It's the best shaped program's been in 30 years. Easily.
I remember when a player like Xavier Watts would have left and it would be panic mode of who would replace them. Now it's Talich in the spring game just stonewalled the guy on the goal line. Stroman coming from Alabama has a lot of buzz. And now Tay Johnson is becoming the next heir apparent safety at Notre Dame. So it's you got three studs just waiting right there for an opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it is. And you know what else? Goolsby and I talk about this on Patreon all the time too. These guys also in the Freeman era kind of have a different mindset about them too. It isn't just they're pretty good athletes or whatever, but they seem to have that switch that could turn on, that extra level of compete. like kind of swag, but not arrogant across the line, but like that other level, that mean streak in him or whatever. Like there seems to be more guys around this program that have that in them now. And it's a beautiful thing. And it's something you felt like was missing before. You couldn't identify it exactly and you couldn't measure it, but you felt it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, like I feel like Brian Kelly has a lot of nice Notre Dame type kids. Your Drew Whites, your Joe Schmitz, like guys like that. But like I feel like you look at the defense now and everybody's got a little shit to them. You know what I mean? Like everybody's just got like a little bit to them. And like on defense, people are talking about who's a starter in every position right now because we like to do it. But like just like last year, outside the corner and maybe middle linebacker, whoever is a starter doesn't really matter because the defense is going to rotate a ton of guys anyway, and we're going to keep guys fresh, and it's just going to be beating up offenses wave after wave after wave.
Yeah, man, it is. It's exciting looking at that defense. There's a couple of questions there. I want to make sure you're going to be able to stop the run. Like I want to make sure up front you're doing. We got what we need. Like, but overall, that should be a good group again, man. And I'm hoping all the worry over Ash is overblown. That's what I hope to learn in the first two games.
I think so too. I think Ash is a smart enough guy to know he can let his front just go and attack, and he has the guys on the back end to just drop them back and let them cover. But I mean, in terms of the defensive line, I think Rubio is going to step up, and we didn't have Jason Onier last year, and I think he has something to prove this year after all he went through last year. Yeah, man, it is. It's just exciting. I like what we're working with here. This team's very, very talented. The program's in the best shape it's been in 30 years, but that doesn't mean you can't lose a couple of these games in that first challenging half of the schedule with all these moving new parts. Like that's where I'm conflicted. And
that's where I'm
in between.
That's where I'm conflicted, man, is that I see where the program's at, but I need the scoreboard to match. And there's a lot of extenuating circumstances early in the year. That's what's getting me.
And the I don't like the early gauntlet with no break between all these big boys. And like I feel like that's where like they might go into that Boise State game thinking that like, oh, we just played Miami and we just played Texas A&M. Like this is more of a group of five game, and like they sneak up. But like I'm worried about them coming down off of those two big highs early on. Yeah, it's man, it just doesn't let up. Arkansas in the middle of the day is a tricky, sneaky game, not getting any attention because of A&M and Miami, rightfully so. But that's a tricky game there. It dropped in the middle of that. And that's before you even get to Boise State's Dragon Slayer history and USC and everything that's going to come with that. Maybe the last regular season time we see them here. So, yeah, there's just a lot. And we're going to wait and see. Anything else, man? Thanks for joining. Crystal clear phone line. Check in more than once a year. I got you, man. I'll let you go, man. And I still listen. I'll call him more. I got you.
I love it. Hey, and I realize I do run a show usually in the mornings. I realize a lot of people that doesn't work for it. It's just good to hear from you after all this time, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too, John.
Oh, we'll see you, man. That's a crystal clear phone line. I'm trying to get some people that we don't usually hear from. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh boy. Here's what I got next. What if I told you this? You're about to hear from the most interesting man in Notre Dame land. He's coming up next after this ad read from one of our fine sponsors. I'd like to introduce you to City Cheers, the super app changing the way you go out. City Cheers is giving every bar, restaurant, club, and golf course in America a free app. That's right, completely free. For venues, it's your own branded platform to promote events, specials, and live music straight to your guests' phones. For guests, you get perks, loyalty rewards, and Express Check, a game changer that lets you view, tip, and pay your tab right from your phone. No waiting, no lines, no wallet, no problem. Most places even give you money off your first visit using the app. Whether you're behind the bar or sitting at the bar, City Cheers makes the experience better. Patrons, download the app and see for yourself. For venue management, call friend of the show and loyal Notre Dame son, Tom Frawley, to get started. 773-332-7742. And be sure to tell him Always Irish sent you. Chicago's very own. How you not going to call that guy? You own a bunch of restaurants. You own a bar. You're the golf pro running the shop there. How are you not going to call my man up and be like, dude, hook me up? Come on now. It's Tom Frawley. You could talk 2 hours of football, 1 minute of the business and get it done. Call my boy. Here we go. Jack Sacco, the most interesting man in Notre Dame land. Jack.
Johnny, how are you?
Oh, it's good to hear from you, man. You're one of the people on my list. I got to call you back offline. I got things I need to go over with you. What's up, Jack?
Give me a call. Well, I just want to say that I want to say a couple of things up front and quickly. One is I don't know what's so interesting about me. All I do is sit in my room and mind my own business all day. So
no.
If people find that interesting, well, that's
you are selling yourself. You're selling yourself very short in regards to professional accomplishments and personal ones as well. So we'll just leave it at that. Leave a little intrigue.
Leave it at little intrigue. That's right. Can't say too much anyway, because I guess the FBI, CIA, they're all listening in anyway. So hey, they don't need to know too much.
When your name's John Kennedy, you move to the top of the list on that, I think, too. They've had us wired. Yeah. They've had anybody with my name wired for a long time. Yeah, a long time.
For a long time, and I might just say for good reason too in your case. But I also wanted to say this: Tom Frawley is awesome. Okay, everything he says is correct. I agree 100%. And actually, after listening to him, I was thinking, I don't really need to call in now because he said it all. Everything he's saying is right. I feel sometimes the need as one of the, I was going to say older, and I guess that's the correct word, one of the older people around on earth, and to help, you young guys, you young Notre Dame guys along in this process to let you know that, hey, everything's going to be okay. We're in really good shape. We're in what I would call championship shape. And I've seen it. I've seen the change. Just like your father would agree. Always Irish Senior would agree with me. He's seen this happen. Tom knows. There are a lot of us who've seen this, and it's a great feeling. And there's two words I want to say that make me feel really, really good about everything that's happening at Notre Dame. And those two words are Marcus Freeman.
So to you, Jack,
I feel great about the situation.
How much trust and credibility has Freeman gained in your eyes? I mean, obviously the results were at a different level in his third year. Is that enough for you to be sold that this is truly different? There isn't going to be a regression and you're just going to pick up where you left off and that you're at that different level and have hit stability there? Like, is that where you're at? He's gained that trust from you?
Yes, I think so. And it's not that, by regression, it's what do you mean by regression? Because, I don't foresee hate to say these words, but I don't foresee a Brian Kelly collapse, which we saw, as you know, every year at Notre Dame when he was there. Even in the quote unquote undefeated years, they always ended with a humiliating blowout. And so, some of those teams weren't real or whatever you want to call it, but I was never sold on, this about me. I was never sold on Kelly anyway. Marcus Freeman, in my estimation, brings a credibility, not just a likability, because Jerry Faust was very likable, but he brings something to the table that you don't see very often. And I look at that and I say, this reminds me of Lou Holt. This reminds me of Eric Parsegan, who I knew personally. This reminds me of Frank Leahy in a way. You look at some of the things that he's done, and you look at the players. Well, we have great recruits, but I'll tell you something. And you've heard me say this before, and it might sound hypercritical, but honestly, Brian, yeah, there he is, Brian Leahy. Brian Kelly could have had all 5-star recruits, but he was a 2-star coach. So he would have still gotten blown out in games and still lost games. You need the great recruits, but you need a great coach.
Jack, let me.
So that's
I
how you do it.
I want to bring up something that you and I talked about off the air a long time ago. After some of the early struggles Freeman had, losing to Marshall, losing to Stanford, the NIU debacle, all this stuff, after these growing pains, the 10 men on the field against Ohio State, these embarrassing, tough growing moments, we had these phone conversations, and you knew I was struggling. I knew you were struggling. You knew I was struggling to keep it together, doing all this stuff and not lose my mind, and how down we all were. And you told me this feels like one of those classic instances where the trope of sometimes you got to take 1 or 2 steps back to end up taking 5 forward may apply. And you told me maybe there was more that need to be burned down and drug out of here from the roots, and maybe it's going to take longer than we wanted. But if you're doing this, you may as well do it all and clean it out and make it all Marcus and go through some tough things to get to the other side. What do you think of that way of thinking, looking at where we're at now?
Yeah, I still believe that, because I remember in that conversation, I likened it to putting a new operating system in your computer. You do that and it upgrades your computer if it's a good operating system and the bugs are out. But there will be some bugs still. And also you have to clean out and you have to reprogram things. You have to readjust a lot of things. And so you don't just start up on day one of a new coach. And like I said, you have to remember, Marcus Freeman was not just a new head coach at Notre Dame. He was a new head coach, period. A new head coach. I put up a Twitter X post, or whatever you call these things, a while back, and mentioned that, Lou Holtz, I think, was his first national championship as a head coach. It was 16 years after he started. I think that, and I don't have the post in front of me right now. Somebody could pull it up or just look on the internet and find the data. But I'm pretty sure that Nick Saban was like 9 years as a head coach before he won a national championship. And, this goes on and on. If you look through, it's like almost everybody's taken a long time. And the fact that Marcus Freeman, and I don't see Marcus, oh my God. I once again, I hate to go back to your boy, Kelly, but that third year of Kelly, he went in 2012, right? He went undefeated. I honestly remember thinking this team is kind of smoke and mirrors, which was exposed in that game against Alabama. But I don't see Freeman's team last year as being smoke and mirrors. It was a real team, and there's something very, very real about it. I don't know how to express it exactly, but Tom Frawley knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And Dr. John knows what I'm saying. Yeah. And your dad knows what I'm saying.
All right, Jack. I got one more. I got one more question for you. Thanks for joining us. I know you're busy. You got a lot of projects going on a big level. The last question I have for you is, I like talking to guys like you and Dr. John and my dad and all that, because you've seen a lot of, and Tom, because you've seen a lot of Notre Dame football over the decades. What have you seen historically about Notre Dame quarterback competitions, or the way that goes over the decades? Are there any lessons that you've learned over the years of watching many of these quarterback dynamics and uncertainty and picking the right guy? Like, anything you've learned that you think you could apply to what's going on now?
Well, the only thing that I know for sure is don't do it the way Brian Kelly did in 2016. Don't do that. Where you can't decide and you make a mess of really two good quarterbacks. But because I love Malik Zaire and I love the way that team, could have been, but it didn't work out that way. Deshaun Kaiser. I mean, these were both really good, and they messed that up. I will tell you this. back years ago when Charlie Weiss was there, he had Jimmy Clausen, right? So there was no quarterback competition, but he lost like 9 games. So, the quarterback competition is nice. It's something to talk about. My concern is not which one of the 2 quarterbacks are better than each other. My concern is that whoever plays is better than the defense on the other team. So I think in a way it's kind of a distraction. We know that both of these guys are really good. I mean, we're not talking about 2 incompetent quarterbacks. I think they're both really good. I think they'll. I wouldn't want to have to make the choice. If I did, I would personally, I would make the choice. But I kind of like CJ Carr just because I have no data on him other than what I've seen in person of him throw the ball around, and that's it. So there's not really any data points there. But whoever can win the games, I don't know. I don't care. I mean, I never really. I can't remember, when a quarterback competition became that important, because the competition to me was whoever we're playing and whoever's quarterback, can he beat that team? So I don't really care who it is as long as we win.
Usually you have these heavily emotional sides for one quarterback or the other with all these hard reasons why, and everybody's in these camps. I sincerely think whoever wins this job, everybody's going to rally behind. Both kids are eminently likable and good dudes. It's not like a division where I'm going to see it continue into Miami. Everybody will get in the fold, rally behind the guy, and hope for the best.
Yeah, it's something that I think a lot of people don't remember maybe is that Lou Holtz would have a quarterback would take the ball down to sometimes to the 15 or 20 yard line, and then another quarterback would come in and score.
Yeah.
However it works. I mean, here's once again, I just go back. I'll go full circle and go right back where I started. That the reason I feel good about these decisions and everything is because of Marcus Freeman, his staff. They proved to me, especially last year with the injuries, et cetera, and turning it up when they needed to, that they know how to coach a football team. They can do that at a championship level, championship caliber level. And so I'm excited to see what they're going to do this year. I mean, I'm excited about football again. So I'm loving it.
It's
by the way, just on its complete, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say this has nothing to do with anything we've said, but Rick down at Texas A&M, just wanted to say hello to him and thanks for his support of your show. And if he's going to be, I don't know if he's going to be up at the Texas A&M game, but it turns out I am. So if he's up there, give me a call or connect, and we'll see about meeting up with him.
Oh man, Jack,
throwing him around a little bit.
It's really great to hear from you, buddy. And I'll give you a call off air. We'll get caught up on things, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks, John.
Have a good one. Oh man, Jack, the stories I have about Jack, it's amazing. Watch this, you guys. I'm being totally honest. I'm trying to get some people on that never have a chance to call just to get them back in the mix. I hope everybody understands it. I'm trying to bounce around, but I'm trying to get some people like Jack that rarely call in. Look at this one. 208. And the last call was 3 years ago. I have no idea. We're going to find out. 208. You're never too late.
Hey, John, how you doing, man?
Good. It's been a long time, buddy. How much time you got?
Oh, dude, I'm a big fan of the show, but this is only my second time calling in. The first time I didn't get through, but I'm really glad to finally get through this time, man.
Oh, I'm so great. I'm glad. Well, you didn't help your odds when you skipped 3 years.
Oh, man. When it gets closer to game day and you just get those butterflies just daily in your stomach. I know you get them.
Oh, yeah. Well, man, somebody wrote something about, I can't believe you guys to ride these waves. Dude, I'm addicted to that ride. That's why I do this. Yep. That high, you only get that college football high that you only get with your team and your whole thing. It's beautiful. It's one of the purest and healthiest highs that you could get I chase it. I ride that wave. I tell myself I'm not going to every year, but I ride it every single day.
Absolutely, John. That's why I love watching your show, because you get it. Like, my family, they don't watch football, so they just don't get it.
Oh, they
but
think
that's
you're
why
nuts.
I like watching your show, because you get it,
bro.
man.
They probably think you're scary and crazy when you get in that mode.
Yeah.
And that's why I love our tailgates, because when we do our tailgates, it's all of our people where you don't have to explain any of that to anyone there, because every single person there totally gets it. And that's why I think it feels like a family and everybody kind of knows each other, even if they don't, because everyone there feels this way and you don't feel out of place. You're with other people that are sick too.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to make it out for that tailgate, but I'm going to be. I'm going to my second Notre Dame game. I'm going to be going to the Boise State game, so I'm pretty excited about that one.
Dude, that's going to be really, really interesting. I just thank God it's at our place, and I don't have to see that blue. I'm really, really glad it's at our place, so we can avoid that. And a tricky game, by the way, after a bunch ahead of it that's already tricky.
All right, so John, here's the thing, man. I live in Southern Idaho. So there's a lot of people that I can't wait to go laugh at when I get back. It's gonna Notre Dame can't let me down on that one.
Yeah.
But and that's one that's gonna be interesting, because if you look at Boise State, man, they were outside of Ashton Genty, obviously, a lot of their pieces for that playoff run they had last year, they're bringing a lot of those guys back.
Yep.
If you look at their schedule, it's a cakewalk headed into South Bend for them.
Yeah.
And so there's a good chance they're going to be undefeated, ranked in the top 25. And I'm telling you, I live down here. I live around all these Boise fans. They're juiced up for that game, and they're all they talk about is that Marshall and NIU game. They say, "Hey, we got a shot on that one." So there's a lot of people I can't wait to come laugh at when I get back from South Bend after that game. But it's ironic, because this is my second Notre Dame game, and the first one was the Cal game, and I bought those tickets before they announced it was the green out game. And so I got the Cal tickets, and they ended up announcing it was the green jersey game. And then I bought these tickets, and they announced that it's going to be the green jersey game. So I just don't know how I keep managing to line that up.
Keep hitting it. And so, man, I don't know. This is going to be really, really, it's going to be a journey. And that front half of this schedule, there's landmines everywhere. Notre Dame could easily run the table, but there are landmines everywhere if you ain't ready. So what do you make of the quarterback thing, man? How do you think this is going to go, and what do you make of it?
I trust in the coaching staff, and I think the quarterback thing will work itself out. The thing that gives me peace of mind is, during the playoff era, how many times has Notre Dame lit the world on fire at quarterback? And we've been pretty all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just...
We haven't... Sorry, go ahead.
I just think early, the guy shouldn't have to be a hero, but you need help from that defense. You need help from the O-line. Like, you just need some other things to kind of come together.
Yeah, and it's going to be a tough one the first game out. But another thing that gives me peace of mind is, do you remember how Marcus Freeman led the boys out on the field for the season opener against Texas A&M?
Oh, I
how
certainly do.
They were?
Oh, I certainly do.
Marcus Freeman's going to have them ready. He's going to have them ready. He's going to have them in the right mindset. And another thing is, we have a bye after that game, after the first game. So we're not going to have that hangover like we had in 2021 after the Ohio State game, and last year after the Texas A&M game. We got that at least week buffer. We're not going to have that 1 week turnaround and have that letdown. That gives me some hope too.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'm with you on that. It's just, the big experiment here is Notre Dame a big boy program where there is no step back? You could change quarterback, you could change DC, whatever. We keep it moving, and you're a deep into the playoff competitive team. We're going to find out the real level here. They got to go do it, not on the recruiting thing, not on my stupid articles. They got to do it on the scoreboard in the first two games. Prove it. Prove it.
Absolutely. And that's what's got me a little bit of pause of concern for that Boise game too that I'm going to, is Notre Dame's going to be battle tested heading in that game. Who knows how God forbid injuries or whatever, how that goes. But Notre Dame's going to be battle tested, and Boise State won't be as much battle tested, and that gives me a moment of pause too.
Yeah, and you know what else is important to remember? We're not the only ones. Everybody has questions. Everybody's got changes.
Yep.
Like, I get in such a vortex of Notre Dame land. Sometimes it's easy to forget. Everybody's got questions. Everybody's got unknowns. Miami's got a new DC. I know we've seen their quarterback play before, but he's coming off injury and they're replacing their top 6 wide receivers. Like, they got questions too. So it isn't just us. But that being said, ours are the ones that keep me tossing and turning at night.
Yeah, I totally agree. John, I want to make one more point. I'm going to let you go. I'm not going to keep you too long. I just want to make one more point. I used to think Ohio State fans were the most obnoxious to deal with on the internet, but I think Miami has taken that ground, because I've seen every Miami fan that I've interacted with is absolutely convinced that they are dominating that first game. Absolutely convinced.
It really bothers me because it's such a fair weather fan base, man. Like, when they're good, they're all in it and they're loud. It's kind of like USC. They come out of the woodwork, and the only time they're going to fill that place is when we're there. It all bothers me. You just need to shut them down and shut them up and then move on. That's it.
Absolutely. And I'd agree with what your other caller said a while back, that stadium is a dump. That's the Hard Rock Trailer Park. I mean, I agree with that. So. Anyways, John, thank you so much for letting me on here, man. That was great. Thank you.
No problem. Hey, next,
show.
Don't wait 3 years. Call. You got a crystal clear phone line, really good football thoughts. Don't wait 3 years to call back like you did this time.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you, man.
Have a good one. Thank you. I program my number as your emergency contact at work. Which game are you doing the tailgate for? Purdue for sure. I got some in the works for USC. I am finalizing some details. I got something in the works for USC there may be a big opportunity there for our crowd. So if you're somebody, maybe you make it to Purdue, or you can't even, if you're going to be a USC, we may have something cooking. Speaking of something cooking, look who it is. It is your captain. He's in the house. Oh, he's rocking the Cardinal Mooney. He's rocking it for Jared.
Got to support my brother, classmate, teammate, Jared. Elijah Golden, John, the cherry on top of this Sunday, brother.
Yeah, it is. It's a really, really, what a good thing to add in, Mike, with all the camp stuff that everybody's all wrapped up in, and you add something like this onto this class. Really, I'm proud of Jared, man. That is a great Notre Dame story. To play at Notre Dame, then become this championship-winning coach and develop a young guy that you can lead down the Notre Dame path. That is full circle Notre Dame to me. It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And tomorrow night on Patreon, obviously Jared is a contributor, does an amazing job with that. I was blown away at how good he was walking us through the offensive side of the ball last year. It's just a natural. But he's going to be on Sunday night to talk about Eli as a player, his recruitment. So that'll be a really fun kind of off the cuff show. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's and I saw this note. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter earlier or not, Mike. Pete Sampson posted it. Notre Dame hosted 12 uncommitted guys in June. They have since landed 11 out of the 12. That's really specific, targeted, great work. That really is a good job in the summer.
So you're telling me Chad Bowden isn't irreplaceable, John? Is that accurate?
He surfs up, bro. Hang 10.
When Chad Bowden took off for LA, it was like, oh, he's irreplaceable. I remember reading that. It's like, yeah, it's just a theme of Marcus Freeman, the continued improvement. I think Freeman and staff have learned from some of these losses, these late losses in the recruiting cycle. Several have like kind of become infamous. So yeah, man, he's gotten better. And dude, we're going to land in the NIL era. Like, we're going to have a top 5 class, which is, it's incredible. It's remarkable, assuming you keep the class together, right? There's no late defectors, but hats off. And when Marcus Freeman first got here, that was one of the things that you had kind of banked on, fingers crossed. Like, you knew the guy could recruit, you knew the makeup, the charisma, all of the things, the energy, the work ethic. It took a couple years for it to come to fruition, but we've got some like different dudes. Yeah, we're the Bash Brothers, John. Hit him with the double bicep, dude.
Hit it with it. Hit it with it. Let's go, baby.
We need one of those posters, dude. We need a poster.
Yeah, it's not quite Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire. It isn't that. But we're getting there. I like it. Yeah. Well, you know what we should do for Halloween one year, dude? You got a little Triple H in you, and I should do the Shawn Michaels. You had the big guy and the little guy, and we just go around and make it happen. Like, you got to have the big guy and the little guy to make it work.
I do get the Triple H thing. You could do worse, I suppose. You could do worse.
Yeah. And so, Mike, I just think that's a terrific pickup. I do. And I defer to you on body types, body styles, roster compilation, all that. But man, this team just looks very, very different, even just in Freeman's short time each year. Dude, this looks like a different kind of Notre Dame roster and one that should be able to compete.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I still think we're not to say it's again, how do you phrase something, right? How do you set this up? Not that we're a year away, but as this younger, longer, explosive talent gets a little bit more mature and you get a couple more of those kids through the door, like the next 2-3 years are going to be a blast. Yeah.
You've been targeting that window for a while now. You've been looking at that being like, that is where the prime of all the new athletes and the new vision, everything is going to really be and take off.
Yeah. But just quick thoughts on Elijah. And again, we'll get really into the weeds tomorrow night, but super raw kid, like highly rated at one point in the cycle, whatever these recruiting services, they're all the same recruiting service inevitably, but he was like the number one defensive lineman in his class going back a few months ago. But he's raw. So as excited as we are about the young man, I think he's going to be a rotational kid. And getting ready for this program, I was thinking about Riley Mills. Like, we watched Riley Mills play football for 5 years, and it took him damn near 5 years to become the Riley Mills that he'll be remembered for. And I think Elijah could be one of those kind of rotational guys for a year or two and then explodes and could potentially be like a 3-year player for us. I do.
Yeah, man, it's a really good job by this staff. Like you said, you got to make sure you don't lose anyone. But man, last I looked, Notre Dame was sitting at number 3 on 247. Take that, leave it, whatever. But it is
incredible.
It's a helpful barometer. That's where we hoped the Freeman era recruiting would get. Like, that's what was in our minds when you made the trade-off for a coach with no head coaching experience. You're like, something's got to make up for it. That recruiting was it. And now you're getting there. So keep it up. Hold on to these guys. Don't leak at the end.
Yeah. And if you watch the commitment, I saw you in there. I think a lot of us were in there on the CBS Sports thing, his live commitment. Questions asked, what about Notre Dame, et cetera. He talked about the relationships with the coaches, and what did he say? He's like, they finished it out. Like they grinded that recruitment out. They showed me love, but I'm sure there was some commas involved, right, John? But to the point, I was listening to Jack's call, comparing a Brian Kelly era to a Marcus Freeman era. This is yet another example where Marcus and staff are willing to choose hard and put in the work to bring it home. So just if this class finishes up, it's remarkable, man.
Yeah, it's so you feel good about that. Good little bonus pick up there in August. You love it. Then we start thinking about camp. This is a very interesting week for this, Mike, because it is the third and final week of your camp time before things transition for the final 2 weeks into Miami prep. I don't know where things stand with the quarterback. Just in the time of this chat, I got half the people saying it's going to be Minchie, half the people saying it's got to be Carr. Does it get figured out by next weekend when you make that division and start prepping for Miami? Or is there a chance it keeps going? Because we don't know.
Whatever team you're on, I think we're going to be happy with either player.
Yep.
It does feel like there's a scrimmage next Sunday, so basically a week from now, and coming out of that, you might have your winner. So it's just the longer it goes, the pressure's ratcheted up, and then you're hit with another wall of pressure for the Miami game. And I just, like I said, I think that Kenny we talked about it many, many times on Patreon. And if you're here jump over there for crying out loud. Promo code ND25. It's $10. You spent more than that in coffee the last 3 days. But the longer this thing lingers with the wiring, I kind of like Kenny because he's going to be steady and cool. He's not going to get. CJ wants to be great. Talked about this. Greatness is a process. It's an evolution. You're not going to be great in 2-3 weeks of training camp. So sometimes consistency, John, is just the best measure of overall performance, and then Denbrock's made comments kind of alluding to such.
Yeah, it's and before you jumped on, I don't know if you would have heard this or not, but it is a little unique. Like you said, you don't have two different camps with like the fan base and media where it's like vicious to the other one. Both of them are likable kids in their own way, bring their own little vibe that everybody likes. People may have an opinion, but the week leading into Miami, if we have a guy named, everybody in Notre Dame land's going to rally behind that kid. Either way it goes. And I just think that makes it a little unique. It isn't like these tribal camps where you're really vicious against the guy you don't want to win. I don't feel that. So this is more like wait and see, and then we'll get behind whoever it is. And probably the other guy's going to have to help out too at some point.
There's a lot of psychology there. I do think like the Angeli's army, Angeli's, the folks that were pulling for Angeli, Notre Dame guy, felt like he deserved it. He bided his time. So you totally understood where they might be like anti-CJ or anti-Kenny. But yeah, none of us have seen enough from Kenny or CJ to have a strong opinion. I just think whatever camp people jumped into, John, ultimately they just didn't want to be wrong. Nobody wants to be wrong, right? Oh, I think it's going to be Carr. You might be wrong. Oh, I think it's going to be Kenny. You might be wrong. So I just think that's a human piece to it. But what I'm looking for, I think a lot of callers have been spot on with this. You lean on your defense. Was it Frawley said it? Lou Holtz would talk about when you go on a road, big road game, bring your defense, discipline, and a kicker. We might not need this quarterback to win us this game. This game, A&M, I think, is going to be a tougher task. But, it's going to be fun. And I just think rookie mistakes are going to happen. And if the CJ Carr, Kenny thing, if it's 60-40 Carr, 70-30 Carr, that if and when Kenny's the name of the starter and if and when Kenny makes a boneheaded mistake, that's what I want to see, John. Yep. Is which kid is critiqued harder, whether CJ makes a rookie mistake or Kenny makes a rookie mistake. I wonder who's going to get raked over the coals, right?
Yeah. It's going to be. I've been a guy like at some point you're going to have to put down your roots, go with a homegrown quarterback and do all that. It sounds great in theory. And then you realize how hard it could be. And then nobody wants to deal with the process. That's kind of where we're at here of like, you want the finished result of a homegrown product, not all of those steps up the ladder. That's kind of a little bit what I'm feeling. Mike, here's a question here. This is a good one here from one of the Patreon guys. Goolsby, how much more zone do you think we're going to see? Is this overblown? It kind of turned into like now they're going to be in dink and dunk zone, the whole game and whatever. What do you think are the realities of this?
It's you're going to see more because last year, the games that we did try to weave in a little bit of zone coverage at times in the playoff, USC really jumps out to me. And the kids just weren't comfortable with it, right? They weren't super familiar with it, how to pattern read. Yes. And this is the big challenge for the offseason, or for me in the offseason, getting ready to do the All 22 on Patreon. Yeah, again, $10, promo code ND25. I'm not bashful, John. Is being able to decipher these coverages. Because like in my era, it was cover 4, cover 2. It's like now everything's a hybrid. So, even watching the film last year was like, hell, it was 90% man-to-man, but there were zone elements. You'd have Watts coming down to play Robert, but we're going to see more of it. The biggest question, John Massey, to me is pass rush, baby. Pass rush and the back end, specifically zone, they are married, right? They affect one another. So that's going to be, again, just something where your eyes should be trained on third down, D-line. Go ahead, John.
How do you feel about Notre Dame stopping the run this year? Is that an anxiety you have, or do you feel pretty comfortable there with that aspect of it? What about that run defense?
Yeah, I mean, every time I mention Patreon, have a sip, gang. But
Link in the description, by the way.
As good as Riley Mills was, and Howard Cross was an All-American at one point, played on one leg all last year. I believe our D line could be better. Riley Mills wasn't great against the run. Looked at that on film a lot. I prefer Gabe Rubio against the run. You're bigger this year. What do we call him, John? The Cheesecake Factory. So I'd like for that to catch legs and grow legs in the Notre Dame fandom. Call the D-line the Cheesecake Factory, John. You've got every type of athlete, body type. You got 340-pound guys, and you got a 270-pound guy in Heinisch playing the same position, more or less, right? So whatever you want out of your D-line, we got it on the shelf. We got it on the menu, Cheesecake Factory. So I think we're bigger. We're more variable. And as a former Mike linebacker, I'm really curious to watch a KBA Drake Bowen, and Osbury's got a great feel for the game. I don't think these young men are going to be triggered pre-snap, predetermined, calling the huddle. I'm going. They're sending me in the B gap, the A gap, whatever. I have a sense we're going to read things out on the fly. And who has the best feel for the game, like a KBA, Bowen, Osbury? Sneed's a big question mark. Has he finally developed that feel? So I don't know if I'm answering your question, John, but I think defensive line, you've got penetrators, you got run stuffers, and I really like the group at linebacker. Just be curious to see who has the best feel to fit that thing up.
With that D-line, is it part of your confidence that there's a heavier rotation with the deeper roster of guys that can all contribute, so that it's like on certain situations, down and distance or time at the part of the game, whatever it's going to be, you could deploy more guys in there at their specialty, at the right down and distance to do whatever it's be a run stuffer on this play, get pressure on this play. Like, it just feels like they're deeper there. They can rotate without having a big drop off. You still think that?
1,000%. Yeah. That Cheesecake Factory. And go back to last year. Howard Cross is an All-American the season prior. Riley Mills is a fifth-year player, captain, freak list guy. It's like, of course they're going to play. I don't know if we have that guy. You got Anye, who's over 300 pounds now. You've got Rubio, and you've got Heinisch has played a ton. Outside of that, Mookum, big, beautiful, thick, bouncy SEC type athlete. You got Sebelano. You got your ends. I'd love to see a rotation. Because there isn't there aren't those two like alpha proven guys in the way that Mills and Cross were.
Let me ask you this. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, but I know how insightful you are and how much you think about this stuff. I know you're going to have a good answer. But with you sitting here and us thinking about this, I'm going to ask you, what do you think is a storyline going on in this camp that isn't getting talked about enough? Maybe because of all the attention with the quarterbacks or whatever. But is there a narrative there or something going on in this camp that you see, you like, you don't like, whatever it is, that you just don't think is getting the attention it deserves? It could be a big damn deal.
Yeah. And of course, all roads lead back to quarterback, right, John? So again, careful who you listen to. So Greg McElroy, Notre Dame's got the #1 offensive line, Joe Moore award list, yada, yada, yada. And then you lose the most talented player in Jagasaw. I'll tear this shirt right in half, brother. So I never thought the offensive line was going to be as dominant or as big of a strength as most did. I think the defensive line is going to be more of a strength than the offensive line. The injury to Jagasaw is not being talked about enough, me personally. Now, granted, John, the kid's only played 2 games, but if you watch the film, you know. And I'll never forget last year, whatever game it was, Jagasaw's playing, and I'm like, man, Jared, look at Jagasaw's movement. Like, just look at how – and he's like, how big is he? And I was like, he's like 6'6", 330. He's like, you're kidding me, because he moves like a cat. So the narrative where it's like Sullivan Apsher and Jagasaw are 1A and 1B, I don't know if I buy that yet. And I think it's – and again, Jagasaw played in like an option offense, a ton of just downhill mauling people in high school as a left tackle, if I remember correctly. him in a pass set and pass pro is a huge concern for me, as it is, I'm sure, Coach Rudolph and such. But I don't think that's being talked about enough. And again, that correlates with quarterback play. And are you 1,000% confident your offensive line is going to hold up, pick up blitz schemes? Does that factor into your decision in this huge matchup week 1 and in week 2 with A&M?
One of the things I've learned partnering with you for a while now, when you have reoccurring themes and things you keep bringing up, then I know it really is deep into your head. One of them that cracks me up is you always talk about Rudolph, and you're like, dude, sometimes it drives me nuts when I see everything they're doing and guys here and guys over there that could be over here or should be over here. And you're like, sometimes it drives me nuts. But like, if you arrive to a product that's good enough, then like how you mix the ingredients, it doesn't really matter at that point. It's just interesting to me. You're like, I get frustrated sometimes, but like if you put a good product out there, it works out.
I was listening to another independent, podcast platform, Irish Breakdown. Brian Driscoll was talking about offensive line, right? Say what you want. I respect Brian. And he was like talking about who can you plug in where, John, right? Can you move this kid over here, this kid over here? He's like, the only player you can't play at guard is Will Black. And I was like, fuck yeah, absolutely. Duh. Guess what? Will Black, go play guard. It's like stuff like that drives you nuts. It just drives you nuts. So we'll see. It doesn't feel like there's been much of a lineman shuffle that you saw the last 2 camps where somebody kind of came out of nowhere, a surprise starter in Pendleton last year. Doesn't feel like that's the case. But, when we go into that Miami game, everybody's going to be looking at the quarterback, eyes fixed on the quarterback. Watch defensive line pass rush and watch offensive line pass pro. That's where I'm at.
Good. Another good question by John Massey. Who will be the team's alpha dogs this year? I'm thinking KVA and Snead. We kind of did a little bit of this when we did the Goolsby award show on Patreon, and we handed out some preseason awards of what we think may be a reality there. Really entertaining show. Anybody you think's got that dog in him? I got the dog.
Yeah, I think Anye's, this is kind of a captain question too. I think Anye's got an interesting story, and he's got a lot of natural juice. Snead has been vocal about, he wants to be looked at as team leader. I think Bowen's in that conversation. It might be a little, KVA carries himself, since John mentioned KVA carries himself a little bit different. And again, I prefer KVA over Snead, just down to down. It doesn't mean, again, we've been over this a million times, but I think KVA is humble enough to kind of wait his turn to assert himself in that leadership role, like full time. I saw Josh Burnham up at the microphone, just a stud. I remember the first time I saw Josh in person, he's built like a superhero, like 50-inch chest, 32-inch waist. Josh Burnham seems like he has kind of captain DNA at a place like Notre Dame to me. And then I think, one of these 3 wide receivers, whether it's Greathouse, you hear great things about Pauling and the way he carries himself. He was a captain, and Fields might have even been a captain. So it strikes a balance between who are your leadership types and who are your best players. Was Ben Morrison that alpha type? No, but he was your best player on defense, arguably, so he was a captain. So is Jeremiah Love going to be a captain? Potentially, right?
Yeah, it's going to be, and like leaders show themselves differently too. Like I think it's okay to have kind of different leaders in a way that different guys could gravitate to depending on their personality or what strikes them. I think that's helpful sometimes to have like different kinds of leadership.
No, it's true. It's true. Guys, yeah, like CJ Carr was brought up and probably has a generic version of he's playing quarterback in a Hollywood movie. That's how CJ Carr, I'm making massive assumptions here. But Kenny might be a guy that's not as classical in terms of his leadership style, but maybe guys want to follow, right? So yeah, ultimately it comes down to if you're going to be a leader, you can't really fuck up. You can't, because you lose credibility. And then I think there's an element of being clutch that comes with leadership, John.
Yeah.
So that's just maybe that's another storyline that hasn't been talked about. Who are you going to be your captains, right?
Yeah, that's another one. All right. I would be remiss if I didn't ask this. Coming into camp and a little bit into camp, everybody was kind of feeling like this wide receiver group, it's a little different. It is not Ohio State. Don't type that in the chat. Well, John, where's our Ohio State guy? It isn't that. But for where Notre Dame's at, seems to be a deeper, more athletic group capable of accomplishing more. Entering the third week of camp, do you still believe that this could be a year where they really take a noticeable jump in that position? Finally, for once.
What position? Oh, wide receiver? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm not going to be allowed to do the positional preview on YouTube this year, which is such a bummer. But that was going to be one of my splash things. I might give that wide receiver room like an A- this year. Of course, that's dependent on quarterback play with a rookie. But I mean, I do think, John, we did it at DB. You know, corner specifically was a wasteland for 20 years. Unthinkable to have like, holy shit, we got good corners. We did it. I don't think we're quite there yet at wide receiver, but I do think that we're like over that hump.
What a good point. Because for all of that time, you used to just be like, it doesn't matter what else we do. We're going to get cooked on the back end when it matters most because you just can't hang there with our dudes. Literally like 20 years. Notre Dame proved if you take it seriously and do the right things, you could flip that whole script. You already proved it. That used to be a historical weakness. They used to burn us all the time. You flip that. How do you do it? And then when you start doing that, it gets easier to continue it because people like what they see in the games. Then the guys get drafted and they like seeing that too. That's how you get where Ohio State's wide receiver core is, where it almost recruits itself on lineage.
Well, don't get ahead of yourself, John. Jesus, don't get ahead of yourself.
I mean, it reminds me of that in the secondary, that we're able to lose them and replace them. And it gets easier the more you have credibility there.
That's right. That's right. And like coming off of a Leonard Moore, last couple thoughts, and I want you to – I always feel bad when I jump in your show because I feel like I'm stepping on your caller, so forgive me. But real quick story about like the wasteland that was cornerback. You know, my senior year, I worked out Derek Anderson, right, quarterback for the Browns. I think he was a second-round draft pick, had a nice NFL career, real tall, long guy. We played Oregon State in our bowl game after Willingham had been fired. And I think they they ran the ball 3 times in the first half. So we both had the same agent, Athletes First, coming out. We worked out for the draft and whatnot. And he was like, dude, who is number so-and-so? He's like, that kid sucked. He's like, we went into that game just knowing all we're going to do is throw the ball because that's how bad our secondary was. And it's been a huge shift. So, and then I do think Jeremiah Love's probably not talked about. And we don't know how specific or how specifically he's going to impact the games. But as you saw in the All-22 on Patreon, last third of the year, that defense was absolutely focused on Jeremiah Love. And we like play action seems to be a new development with Denbrock this year. That's just going to do more for the wide receivers too and create easier, more obvious throws for these young kids at quarterback.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Mike, here's a question. I don't know if this is silly or like a lazy fan trope. I don't know. When the calendar switches from camp mode to Miami mode, is there a vibe shift or like do you feel that everything get ratcheted up when you're going from 3 weeks of camp and it switches to your first opponent prep and everything? Like, is that something you guys feel, or is it just like a natural thing? You're going to the next phase of what you need to do and we just keep it moving? Or do you start getting a little juiced up like, okay, now we're talking Miami, let's get more specific? How does that work when you're transitioning in camp to be able to regulate yourself physically and emotionally?
All right, last question because then I'm leaving. Again, I want your callers to get going. But I would say specifically, it's a great question. I like the way you frame that. I wouldn't say it's like the juice gets ratcheted up, John, because camp is competition. Especially with the most recent spring, like you really didn't do much in terms of hitting and physicality and whatever. So like camp this year, you're hitting the ground running in terms of juice, energy, effort, compete, right? So you get through that kind of threshold. And then when you get into a Miami week, I don't know if the juice ratchets up, John, the focus does. Like, okay, maybe I'm into more film, right? It gets a little bit more like locked in, more dialed in from a preparation standpoint, not from a juice standpoint. But I would think not, the week of, now you can start to take all that preparation that you feel really good about, and you're just going to slather juice all over it. That's the way that process maybe works.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. You're answering the question there. Man, this is it's just going to be a stressful run till Miami, man. Nobody knows exactly what you got till you see it, and you just don't know, man. You think you know, but nobody knows for sure what you get until your team gets out there, and it's going to be amazing to watch. It really
I'm not
is.
stressed out at all. I'm enjoying this quarterback competition. I'm happy with whoever the winner is. I'm not stressed out at all. I think we're going to smoke Miami. You can clip that. Don't care. Now it's Texas A&M. We could talk about it, but Miami, I'm not. And I don't think Carson Beck is. I said the same thing in that Penn State game against Drew Aller. Drew Aller ain't it. Somebody's talking about alpha dog, alpha DNA, killer DNA. Carson Beck ain't it. As talented as he is, he's talented, but he wouldn't be doing half the stuff he's doing on TikTok and whatnot if he was that dude. He knows better.
And you know what else? I give you credit. You put your money where your mouth is, man. You're betting on those games. You're not just running. You're putting a little cash money down on it too. And I know you're picking Notre Dame week 1.
I'm gonna pick Notre Dame week 1. Starting to do some research. Another Patreon feature, Picks to Click. They were saying, John, you heard it. People were saying you had to be 70% last year.
You were 70 plus on the Picks to Click for sure, and it was very impressive. And your methodology
this year. We're going to chart it this year. So,
oh man, and so the pressure's on now. We're going to keep a running chart of the picks week to week for Mike. We're going to see what we get, and then tomorrow night we'll get Jared on. We'll talk all about that. ND 25, get yourself app off, go through camp with us, see Miami, see A&M, and check it out. We're building a fun crew over there. People love the community section, man. It is like, without all the negativity and the trolls, a healthy group of people exchanging Notre Dame ideas on the chat. It's a beautiful thing in the community area.
Yeah, the community tab, it is like texting your boys.
Yeah. All day, all the time, all night.
All day. And you don't have the toxicity that accompanies most message boards. So, yeah, it's more wholesome and it's funny. The West Palm Pat thing today about William Joseph had me rolling, dude. It was like the comedic timing was perfect.
Yeah. He always delivers, man. You down with WPP? Yeah, ND. Oh, man.
All right,
Mike,
John, I'm getting out of here, brother. Have a good night,
I
dude.
appreciate it, man. Hey, go on the patio, have a beer, look at the beautiful Nebraska night shine there, and relax before football gets going.
All right, man. I'll see you soon. See you tomorrow.
Have a good one. Thanks for coming by, Mike. Take care. Thank you. Have a good night. Oh, man. This is this is great, man. I just love the energy. We have nice people here. All right. Let's try and get to the calls. You guys know how it is, man. Mike comes in. We're giving Mike the time to do his captain stuff. So let's see who's still on the hold, who waited here, and we'll get it going. 567, what's going on? Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, am I on?
Oh, you're on, baby.
Holy mother of God. Johnny Ballgame, what's up?
What's going on? Hey, thanks for waiting. What's up?
Yeah. I work nights, so I always get to watch the replay. I don't get a call all the time. I tried before a while back, and I went on. Well, I didn't try, but I was on I took a Thursday night off to back you up on the Ohio State podcast.
Oh, dude, that means the world to me, man. Going into enemy territory there. Eric's a lovely person, though. I love him, and we're friends off the air, and he's a good dude. I don't have it in me to not like. He's too nice even though he's a Buckeye, he's just too damn nice all the time for me to not like him.
Yeah, I grew up in Ohio. This is Shane Douglas, by the way. The Golden Helmet Irish guy. I was on there, and some woman said something, and they gave me a warning, so I got off there. I got off last time.
Oh,
yeah, when I was on the Ohio podcast, you'd gotten off, and some lady said something, and I commented, and they said, "Okay, watch her." Oh my God, maybe it's time to get off here. Up in Ohio, you get no love.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. So
yeah, man.
So what do you make of all this? Notre Dame's a few weeks out. You got the quarterback question. What's on your mind with all this stuff?
I think they're both going to play. I think that's what they're doing. I think Carr's going to be the man. I think Minchie's going to be. I think they're going to use them both. I think it's going to be in packages. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I mean, I just think it's going to be Carr. I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from Minchie, but man, Carr be dropping dimes, man. I mean, he just boom, boom. When he hit, not Landy, goddamn, what's his name? The tight end in the blue and gold game, the big kid. When he hit him, I was like, dude, the coverage was. You couldn't get no better coverage without a penalty, and he nailed it. Just the stuff he does. I know he's under a lot of pressure. He's a Michigan kid, but I mean, he grew up with the IQ. I'm telling you, I think it's going to be all right. But I think we're going to I think we're going to play them both. I really do. All through the year, I'm not saying what's Tebow, but maybe get Minchie closer in the red zone, bring him in.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I was gonna ask you is how do you do that without it getting complicated, without creating more controversy, without creating every series as a debate of who it should be like is it like
you
maybe
don't break the rhythm?
Is it maybe like Carr between the 20s and when you get in the red zone you like Minchie, or does that take away does that disrupt the rhythm, or does it add to things? There's a million different ways that could go, and I don't know what's right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know it's tough. It's I've been a fan. I'll be 53 on actually the day September 20th is the Purdue Always Irish tailgate. That's my birthday. I've been a fan since I was 5. I got no love. Everybody in my family's Ohio State. I'm from Ohio. I don't care. My brother's got 2 degrees from there, but he's married to a man in Massachusetts. So what's he know? But anyway, what are you gonna do? But like I think I'd be surprised if we first drive. I don't know if we'll throw a pass. We ain't gonna need to. I really have faith in them. I think we're gonna have that line ready. We got Aeneas, we got Love, we got Janarius, we got a load back there. I think we're just gonna run it down their throats, just right off the rip, just to prove it that we can do it.
Oh man! So you got
crowd up.
So you got confidence there with the Notre Dame offensive line's going to come in. Injuries be damned. Whatever rotation, whatever lineup they're running out there. You believe that you're a believer in that Notre Dame offensive line identity, and we're going to be able to move some people and help that quarterback and bust Love free, huh?
I think it's going to be a statement. I think it's going to be we ain't going to need to throw the ball. It don't matter who's taking the snaps. That's what I think. I mean, we will throw the ball. I'm just saying this. I think it's going to, and I've never felt this way since Holtz. I'm not lying. I mean, I wanted Freeman too. I was on your side when you said he needs to get the coach. I'm like, yes. I didn't think he was going to get him as defensive coordinator. I told my wife, she's from Indiana. I met her when I was working in Chicago. I worked at Ford Motor Company, by the way, 21 years. But I transferred around here and there. But like I said, man, I'm telling, she's a fan now. And she's the one that got me on to you. She's like, "You're somebody out there crazier than you are, or you're shitting me." I'm sorry. I mean,
hey, that's a compliment around here. That's a compliment around these parts.
And it helps me, man. Watching you, I'm like, "Oh man, I'm not alone. I am not alone." It's like, and then the callers coming in. And I'm like, "Oh, we're all crazy." Okay, so it's not just me. I'm Irish Catholic, but like I said, it's not just me. Even though my family's all Ohio State, and you get no love here. I'm in Toledo now. I work in Dearborn every day. So I go around them Skunk Bear fans. And then, I got to deal with Ohio State fans here. It's just but I'm used to it.
You got to keep the faith.
I think that's what's going to be.
You got to keep the faith. I like hearing that you have that confidence. And then, what do you believe about what do you believe on the defense side of the ball? Do you have any anxiety about Ash and that convert?
We got the best defense. Man, Coach Free ain't gonna let him mess this up. Coach Free's the best defensive coordinator in the country. And he's our head coach. If Ash starts, he'll smack him around. Hey, won't smack him, but you know what I mean? Like, hey, he'll be like, do I need to take over here? I got this. I ain't worried. As long as since Freeman's been there, our defense has been solid. It's going to stay that way. You know how head coaches are. Head coach, like if you're an offensive coach like Brian Kelly, you got Jaden Daniels, you got 2 receivers. They all went in the first round. 3 of them went in the first round. He couldn't do nothing because he's BK. He lays eggs. That's all he does. And I'm telling you, now he's got Garrett Nussmeier. If you watch that, we've all been watching the SEC thing. Look at him on there trying to be slick. Like, well, I think you've got to be telling the agent, we got to do what's best for, shut up, Kelly. Cry me a river. You suck. I mean, dude, he truly is a waste of flesh. That's all he is. I mean, don't get me wrong. He built the foundation. And with Andrew, I wanted to say something real quick about Andrew. He's family, guys. He's family. He's got PTSD like the rest of us. Cut him some slack. We all got some worries, but I know he's trying to bring us down a notch because we all been there. I mean, I've been a fan. My first year was '77, I was 5. I fell in love with gold helmets. My dad was like, no one in my family really watched football. My dad's a golfer. My brother's gay. So they weren't into it. I was 5 years old. I said, who's that team in the gold helmets? He goes, that's Notre Dame. Why? Because that's my team. He's like, that's your team? I don't know who the hell they are. Why, they're my team now. I watched every game. Joe Montana, great season. 77 and 88. I know you've never seen it, John. I know that, but you're going through the coach free. I guarantee it. He's going to get us there.
Oh man, I just need to see one. I just need to see one, and it would be it would be ideal if my dad's still alive for it, and me and my brother and him could have one together. I was 4 in '88. I don't remember what it was like, and it's just I missed the wave, and I just give me that feeling one time here before I croak, before I stroke out in this basement on a post game show. Like, I need it, man.
Coach Freeze, he's going to do it. I'm from Ohio, and I'm proud of Ohio football heritage. I know football's big here. You grew up in Ohio, it's football. I'm just not an Ohio State fan. I liked their helmets when I was a kid, and I'm an Irish cat. So it is what it is. I got the birthmark on my leg. I got on a 17 with a fake ID. You could get those back when I was young.
Yeah.
The leprechaun on my leg. I'd love everything about it. But I'm like I said, just everybody. I love Ohio heritage. Everybody from Ohio is great. Even Saban, he's from West Virginia. He played at Kent State. He cut his teeth all his coaching here where I'm at here in Toledo. He coached at Kent State as a graduate. Hey, Ohio's football, but I always wanted to go to Notre Dame. So like I said,
dude,
but we're gonna be fine, man.
Dude, hey, listen, you got to call in a little more. You got a little juice to you. You got a little juice to you. The crowd reacts. You got a little juice to you. I mean, I got a little bit of a twang too. You got a little twang.
I don't hear it when I talk.
Yeah, you got a little bit of that, but like, your vibe is a little different, man. It threw some questionable things in there you might want to not do next time, but overall, the vibe there was hot.
Hold from Lee Liverpool.
The vibe.
How about that,
dude?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last thing.
You got to call more often. You make it like 6 months. You got to call a little more often.
Well, I work nights, man. I got to be at work at 6 p.m. I'll work till 4:30 in the morning. And, like I said, I leave from Toledo every day, listen to all and it's split up here. It's half Skunk Bears, half Buckeye. So I'm like, what the hell? And my wife now, she's from Indiana. She's a theater band girl. I met her when I was in Chicago working there. And she started wearing she felt like they steal your heart. I told her, I go, I'm telling you. She's like, I don't ever watch football. I go, I'll just buy some cute shit to wear. And now I go, that's what Notre Dame does. They steal your heart. That's what they do. I go, and I tell her, you know why you root for Notre Dame? Because it's the right thing to do. Yeah. These guys I didn't go there. These guys are future leaders of the world. These people, they change it. Come on now. I mean, everybody at Ohio State, they don't go to class. LSU. And look at Brian Kelly getting lazy on his boat. If he ain't boating, he's golfing. That's what he does, man. And being an Irish Catholic, I was devastated. I wanted him to get the job. He laid the foundation. I give him that. Everywhere he goes, he does leave it better when he left. He coached at Grand Valley State up here in Michigan. I know that too. There's some lady I work with, a Grand Valley mom or something. She don't even know nothing about it, but that doesn't matter. I just seen the shirt. I don't really know her. But all I'm saying is, it's like it's just like, come on now. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Hey,
the Ohio State, like you compare our players to your players. Our kids go to class like Dr. John and Tom Fraw. I love because my mom's from Chicago. I know you're gonna hate this. I'm a Cubs fan, Johnny. Growing up Ohio Cubs and Notre Dame fan.
Yeah,
I know.
You can have it, whatever. Yeah. You got your 1 in 16.
I really feel bad for you.
I don't even.
To Chicago.
I don't watch baseball. It's dead to me. Baseball is dead to me.
The maintenance office there.
Yeah.
In Chicago, when I worked at Chicago Assembly for the maintenance office, they still got to pay, as far as I know, 2005. Chicago is on the south side. Chicago White Sox, And I always liked this. I had no problem with the Sox till I lived there. I've seen what their fans are talking shit to me about being a Cubs. I'm like, damn, you guys are. You ain't got to be all angry now. What the? But that's okay. Dude, Southside Irish in Beverly.
Dude, so, you gotta.
Where you live? I'm gonna put you out there.
You gotta call a lot more off. I think you got a vibe, dude. You got aura to you, man. You got aura.
But yeah, I want to come. I keep trying. I was at the spring game. I was at CMU 2 years ago. It's the tailgate. We didn't make it. We was in the game. We didn't get over there. But I want to go to the. I ain't gonna pay $220 for Purdue. I've been a few. My first game was '93 Boston College. You hear this? At my first.
I don't think I would. I think I would have never returned again if that was my first game. I would never came back. That'd be it.
No, I just blamed it on the girl I took. It's her fault. So it was her fault. And she's actually the mother. I'm divorced from her, and she's the mother of my daughter. But that's okay. So she's bad looking, but whatever. That's another story.
Dude.
But no, I could. Yeah, I just love. I always wanted to meet you. My wife here. She's the one that found you. I found somebody. Yeah. So.
Oh my
My
God.
birthday is that day. September 20th, Purdue. I'm not going to go to the game, but I want to come to the tailgate. I'll be 53 that day.
You gotta come, man. We'll find tickets or something. I'm gonna
bring you guys some Jameson or something.
Oh, you got
that Fireball like a bunch of junior high kids.
Dude,
man up, man. Get your Irish on. Drink something. I drink Miller Lite's fine. I can drink that. But you got to drink a little whiskey, man.
You cannot wait this long to call, but you cannot wait this long between your next call. You just can't do it. You're creating yourself a following.
Well, I'm usually sleeping, man. So it's like I always watch your replays. Like afterwards, I'm asleep. So I get off. I get home. I get off 4:30. I'm home at 5:30. I get sleep about 7:38, and then you guys go on. I'm like, man, I always watch y'all. I know all your regular callers. I know everybody. I know, like I said, everybody cut Andrew some slack, okay? Yeah. Don't be mad at him. Y'all, we all got the PTSD. You know, Kelly helped build the foundation. You know, after Lou, I knew Lou's last home game, 63-0 against Rutgers. I'm like, I said it right there. We're going to get in a coaching rotation. It's going to take years, and it did. But we got the man now. I was afraid I didn't think he was going to get him as defensive coordinator. I didn't think he was going to take the job. I really didn't.
Yeah.
And then now if he's not a Notre Dame man that didn't go here, I don't know who else is. You'll never outwork Coach Free. You'll never outwork him. Look, we shot down a different. I'll get out of here, bro. Yeah, when you're lazy, obviously he don't work for a living. Politician, son. Yeah.
You gotta. Hey, all right. I really appreciate you calling, man. You got to call again. I see your wife's in the chat too. You got aura, man. You got aura. So feel free to call back again whenever you get a chance.
Oh, well, we're gonna meet all y'all. I can't wait to see y'all September 20th. So, hey, love y'all. Love Irish. All his Irish family. Cut Andrew some slack. He's earned it. We've all earned it. We've all been there. We're all still there. We're all nervous. 88 game. I didn't sleep all week. I threw up all night the night before. I threw up twice at halftime against Miami. Then convict. You saved Kristen Ball's ass for me. All right, that's what I'm saying. We're going to beat them like them kids' foster parents did, because ain't none of them can read. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. Back in the day, all talking all that. Man, what? Get out of here with that. We're going to. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we just march up the field. We ain't going to have to throw the ball. We ain't got to throw the ball. We don't need this. He'll just hand the ball off. We're going to run it down their throats. They're going to be like, what? Now what? Now what?
Dude.
Absolutely.
Please.
Don't tell that on the mountain. Write that down and tell your friends. I say 42-13. I'm more worried about A&M, and I'm worried about Arkansas. I know I heard you say the other day, like the first two games are so stressful. I know. So we can't. People going to think I'm crazy. Pitt, I know. Everybody, Pitt, what a Pitt. How many years we had great teams? 2012, they should have beat us. We had two players on there with the same number, the field goal, and they didn't call it. Get out of here. I mean, that's what I was worried about that game. Pitt just, I don't know. They're just every now and then on the in BC, every now and then we're good. It's just weird that we're chasing our arm on occasion. But yeah, but Arkansas and A&M. But like I said, we're gonna be all right. Miami, I know I'm not too that worried. I'm always worried with my kid. I worry about it. I don't care if we're playing Jumbo Tech or some high school or some blind flag football team. I always get nervous. But you know, you feel me, Johnny. I know you do.
Oh, I definitely do. Yeah, that's what fuels me is that anxiety.
Yeah.
Can you
always something.
Can you save the number and call me again, please?
Oh, I got you in here as always, Irish. All right, I just saved it today because I called as soon as I put your number in and called as soon as it came on.
Oh, man.
I've been on hold for a minute. So.
Dude, thank you very much. And to your lovely wife that's in the chat as well. Thank you, guys.
She's in. Okay. She's upstairs. I don't know. She's on the chat now. Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, I love all y'all. Always Irish fan. Love you, Johnny. Love you, Goulsby. Johnny Ball Game, goal line Goulsby. Hey, we're going to get it done. We're going to be great. This will be a year.
Have a good one, man.
Free's going to get it done. You're going to see one, Johnny. If not this year, you'll see one definitely next year. Might be back to back. Hey, why not?
I hope so, man. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, You too. See you at the tailgate.
Oh man, dude, what did? It was almost like, kind of like Joe Dirt, where they interview him and then one story leads to the next, and then and he's got the accent, and then one story leads to the next. They interview him. I'm not saying he has a mullet. I'm saying how they interviewed him and they did, and then one story leads into the next or whatever. Go Cades, you're trying to troll it. It's just not working. You know you're a bad troll when everyone in the chat ignores you. You're not even good at what you're doing. No one's even reacting to you. It's like you're typing into a big void. Like, whatever, you're going to run your mouth. The Notre Dame side's going to run their mouth, and then they're going to find out who wins. But you're doing a bad job. No one is even responding to you. You're just typing to yourself. Do you see anybody wigging out? The host isn't. Give me a break. Slick Rick, $200 holler, man. I am sincerely asking for advice. Love the Aggies and the Irish. What is the respectful response, win or lose, as an Aggie? We don't gloat. We appreciate excellence. What do I do as an Irish fan? Is an Irish fan who loves Rick? You're good, Rick. You're good, man. You know what I thought about Rick too? When we were doing the call and then he dropped another $200. You know what I was thinking? What if Rick is he's out for the night and he's had a couple drinks, and he thinks these are $1.99 super chats, and he keeps writing these nice messages, and he's like, there's another $1.99 or even $19.99, and he keeps hitting it. Rick, I hope I'm not going to get a refund here, man. You are outrageous with the generosity, dude. It's unbelievable. I really do appreciate it, man. Dang. Oh, boy. 603, what's going on? You've been waiting a while and had a lot of nice things to say in the chat. What's going on?
Hi, John. I'm a long-time listener of your show, and I enjoy listening to it. And I think Notre Dame is going to do awesome this year. But they have a lot of the guys who were on the team last year, and I think they're going to kick Miami's butt on August 31st. And hopefully they will win most of their games of the year, or all of them, and that they will get into the playoffs again and make it all the way national championship game. And I was so heartbroken and sad when they lost to Ohio State, and I was mad about it for a long time. And I didn't like it that they lost to them after they finally made it there after 13 years, and also that they fought so hard to make it there. It pissed me off that happened.
Yeah, it is. It was unfortunate. Unfortunate ending to an exciting run. So what about this year, man? What you have all this confidence. What about the quarterback thing? Any worries about the early schedule? The Ash defense? You have confidence through all that we're in a stable enough place we'll be able to survive all that?
Yeah, I think so, John, that Notre Dame will be able to survive it, because Kevin Minchie, he's pretty good, and CJ Carr, I think if he played, he'd be all right too. Plus, also, it's Jeremiah Levis, he will do awesome running the ball, and I think Notre Dame will be able to do good on offense this year and kick Miami's butt and survive against them.
Man, that'd be a really, really good, that would be a tremendous start to the season, man. And I understand Marcus Freeman's got a lot of people that believe in him now that didn't entering last year and didn't after week 2 of last year, but he gained a lot of runway and a lot of credit and respect from the Notre Dame fan base with that playoff run. Now it's time to back it up. It's time to show you have staying power.
You're right, John. It's Marcus Freeman, he needs to back it up. Because after incredible playoff run that those guys had, and this year they need to be able to back it up and get into playoffs again hopefully go on the amazing run that they did and make it to the national championship game again. And hopefully this time, if they do, it'll be a different outcome and they finally win a national title.
Yeah, man, that's the plan. We just need to make it work. So what's your routine going to be leading up to the Miami game? You going to stress out all day? You know, it's a night game. What do you drink a few cold ones? How do you get ready for the big game?
Well, the way that I get pumped up for the game is that, you know, it's like I watch like old Notre Dame games on YouTube and enjoy watching them kicking other teams' butts in the old days, like in the 80s and 90s. And, I get back and watch and drink a couple cold ones too and just be excited for Notre Dame to play against Miami, and I'm pumped up for it.
Yeah, man, there's nothing like that energy boost and that vibe, that buzz you feel when your football team's about to play. You can't explain it to anybody, but you feel it deep in you. Your stomach's kind of turning. It's that excitement feeling. We live for that stuff, man. Anything else? Thanks for joining today. Thanks for the kind words in the chat, and I'm glad you held on long enough to get on.
Yeah, you're welcome, John. And I'd like to say that I think that Notre Dame has a good chance of having an excellent year and that the players are going to do really well. And I'm hoping that they'll have a good start to the season and maybe win all their games or most of their games and not get a loss earlier in the year like they did last year and make it to the playoffs again.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome ride, and we'll see if Notre Dame's at that level. Hey, man, thanks a lot for joining. Thanks for the kind words in the chat. And give me a call back when we get down the road a little bit. Maybe we're prepared for Miami. We know the quarterback's going to be. Hit me up then. See how you feel.
Hey, welcome, John, and I will give you another call.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Appreciate it. You know what? It's a Saturday night. Jack, Tony was on hold a long time ago, but then I brought Mike up. So, yeah, Tony was here, and I missed him, and I feel bad for that if he's still listening. But I got a bunch of calls, and then Mike jumped on. So, man, you guys are an interesting crowd. Here's the deal. Everybody on hold right now, I'm going to get you on the air. So we're 217. If you're right now holding, you're the original bank. I'm going to cap it at that. And then we'll try and move through these so I can get to everybody. There's one more that is never called, it looks like. 708. What's going on? Thanks for waiting. Just kidding. Never mind. Well, we're going to go a little quicker through the calls because Hawk Harrelson, he gone. 415. I had to make it come alive.
Johnny, my man, how we doing, buddy?
I'm telling you what, man. I love these Saturday night shows, and they're particularly fun when it's not after a game because that's so intense. That is the most emotional a moment is ever going to be doing any of this is right after a game, win or lose. It's fun to do the Saturday night thing when it's a little chilled. I like the vibe.
It's a little chill, no doubt. I will say for myself, like every time you do one of these Saturday nights, I'm getting more and more jacked up each time because it's that much closer to game time. It's that much closer to knowing that the house is going to be rocking and rolling and we're just going to be all just geared into this thing and then talking until midnight or whatever, you know? So I'm getting antsy because I can feel football is right around the corner. You got NFL preseason already started and it's just like, let's get going.
Yeah, man, it is, dude. I'm addicted to this high. You know what I mean, man? When you like have a moment where you're like just not really doing anything and that Notre Dame thing hits you and you get like, you're like air punching in the kitchen, getting ready for dinner. You're like, let's go get it. You know, like I live for this. I love this roller coaster and all these emotional highs and lows. I love it.
Completely agree. And I love it. When you get on with the Goulsby and then you guys are going back and forth and it's just like, all right, you know, like it's just, you can feel, everybody can feel it, man. We can all feel it. Whoever's like got their
questions or anxieties, it's starting to like kind of creep up a little bit more. If you're confident, you're feeling like, okay, I'm even more confident. And then it's just like whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever kind of foundation that you're basing your Notre Dame fanhood on, it is getting amplified, and then these kind of shows just rocket right out.
Dude, do you feel any better about the quarterback thing at all? Do you feel like you've learned anything or do you feel like we're still just kind of treading water maybe for another week, maybe more, and we'll see what's going on? Like, have you come to any peace with this?
I came to an easy conclusion as to how I feel about the quarterback situation long ago. And the reason why I say that is because I came to grips with the fact that we are doing something that we have not done in forever, it feels like. And that is to have two quarterbacks who have been recruited and now are going to be in a QB battle against one another. And we get to sit here and watch it. But we also have to have the understanding that they are young. They have not played. They have not been in the fire yet, right? So we have to get to the conclusion that these kids are going to have to go through a maturation process. They're going to have to realize, where their weaknesses are, where their strengths are, the things that they need to, get up to game time speed, and the coaches have to work with them on it. So I feel great about it because I knew just from understanding the game, understanding the way this works, that it's going to take time. So if I'm hearing, whoever it is bring up these reports that it's not looking as good as we want, or it's not as crisp as we want, I literally go back to it and I say, oh, okay, so the instant gratification bug is hitting again. Everybody wants it right now. I don't care if they're 19 or 20 years old, or if they're a freshman or redshirt or a second year. I want it right now. I want the production right now. And I get that because the game and society demands that because of the fact of how much money and how much, heart and soul and fandom is built into this. But at the same time, it's like you have to give it some patience. And that's the one ingredient that so many people just kind of look at and they go, I don't have any for it.
Yeah.
But you have to have patience, because if you don't have patience, John, then we're going to be sitting here and we're going to be spinning our wheels. But you got to give it time and rely on the strengths of the team that are there already. The offensive line, the running game, the tight ends, the defense, rely on the other pieces of the ultimate team game to help you get through the first couple ones.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm with you. I just, a little more clarity would make us all feel comfortable. But right now, it really doesn't matter. They just got to get the right answer when it matters the best. You just got to get to the right answer when it matters the best and see how it goes. And I don't know, but I'm going to be on edge till I see that it's all right. Anything else, Adam? Thanks for waiting, buddy. Sorry, I'm in a hurry. Tonight got away from me. Today did really altogether.
All good, my man. Hey, I'll leave you with this thought. Think of this for all the people that are sitting there going, well, why isn't it coming to fruition? Why isn't it happening? Why aren't we hearing that they're the next coming of Peyton Manning or something like that? Think about this. We have been bringing in year after year, season after season, these transfer quarterbacks. They've been coming in. It's been one and done, one and done, one and done. Okay, we haven't been recruiting and then developing anybody until now. And now we're doing it. So we have to understand that it's going to take time. And imagine if we didn't bring in Riley Leonard last year. We most certainly would not have had the same season. We wouldn't have gotten 3 wins in the playoffs probably. We wouldn't have gotten all the way to the national championship game. But the thing is that we would have had 1 year of development under Kenny Minchie or CJ Carr. And that would have gone a long way coming into this year when you have a team that's built for it. So there's a give and take. You can either have it right now, or you can work for it and then wait and then have the patience for later, or something in the middle, but you can't always have it all at once.
Yeah. I think that's well stated, my friend. Hopefully I'll talk to you next week. Let's see how things go. Call me back when you can. You know the number.
You got it, Johnny boy.
Have a good one, buddy. How much time you got? How much time you got, buddy, is the question I have for you. All right, I got to get something else to drink. I've been talking too much today. I'll be right back. If you're like me, you've seen inflation eat away at your precious savings and watch the markets go unpredictably wild. This made me look into other ways to gain stable wealth over time. With that in mind, through the Always Irish community, I've been introduced to 7K Metals. 7K is helping everyday people like you and I gain access to real gold and silver, not stocks or paper promises, tangible assets. I've been able to consistently build a portfolio of gold and silver month after month without having to be an expert at all. You can simply sign up and start adding gold and silver to your portfolio every month, which is exactly what I do. I set it up, let it run, and have a little fun. It's about creating stable wealth through gold and silver. I believe in 7K so much, I decided to join as a full member. You get education, wholesale pricing that cannot be beat, easy purchasing, and cash outs with the Sound Money wallet. So if you're ready to take control of your financial future, visit my personal website, alwaysirishgold.com, via the link in the description or the QR code on the screen. You trust me, I trust 7K. Why not join today? This is not a membership, it's a movement. Silver and gold, silver and gold. Save it, and you will have more money when you retire. There you go. 574. Give me some more. Thanks for waiting. It's been a long one. I hope you got free long distance.
Something like that.
What's going on, man? Hey, thank you for thanks for joining. What do you make of everything in Notre Dame land, my friend? Where are we at? Can you provide some clarity?
I think a belief in the program is probably the best thing that I can describe where Notre Dame is right now.
Yeah. So
Belief in the
is that Marcus Freeman driven, last year driven? Like, what is it?
So, you know how they say that great leaders attract great people?
Yeah.
That, to me, is you have somebody like Marcus Freeman who not only was able to attract the right people, but they were able to attract great people because those people also are good themselves. You have Mike Mickens, who has become a class act of a recruiter as well as a coach. Same goes for Al Washington. Same goes for Mike Denbrock. You have all these coaches who are finally showing everybody that, oh, I can actually go here and make something out of myself, and bringing in these recruits that believe in this program that they just saw last year.
Yeah, it makes it makes perfect sense. Now it's a matter of, can you back it up? That's the big question. Is Notre Dame at that level, man, where you just reload, new quarterback, no problem, new DC, no issue, whatever, reload, make a deep playoff run? Like, are they at that level? We're going to find out.
I think the secondary is 100% at that level. I got to see a lot of what the press has shown so far in the practice. And I got to tell you, man, I think the secondary, if Miami thinks they're going to be throwing it 50 times, they're going to regret it. They really will.
Yeah, I've been getting into the Miami stuff a little bit. Seems like a lot of people think they're going to see if they can run the ball on Notre Dame. And that's what they're going to try and do. And it's incumbent on Notre Dame to not let it happen, damn it.
If you're gonna do that, I promise you that's gonna bite them in the ass. Because, sorry for my language, but Penn State thought the same thing, and that didn't work.
Yeah, it is, man. It's just, there's so many questions. Like, isn't it the most Notre Dame thing ever to have the front half schedule we have lining up with trying to find a new quarterback and a new DC and all this? Like, it's the most Notre Dame-iest thing in the world to have all these circumstances wrapped together in Notre Dame land. It makes perfect sense. It wouldn't go any other way. It's supremely intriguing.
It is pretty intriguing. Although I do have one minor complaint, and is that maybe some people have high standards for the quarterback competition. I mean,
maybe Mike Goolsby was joking, but he's told somebody today on Twitter saying that he looks just like Jane Daniels. I'm pretty sure that he doesn't, but I like the confidence you have in it.
Hey, man, he's a believer. That's his dude. That was the early horse. Why not Kenny?
Hey.
Hashtag why not Kenny?
Hey, I was at Dick's Sporting Goods right off by Notre Dame when Leonard Moore, Don Schuler, Christian Gray, Jeremiah Love, and Kenny were all there to sign autographs, and I got all 5 of them on one poster. So if Kenny becomes the quarterback, hey, I'm a happy guy.
Hey, Goolsby's in the chat. He says, "Obvious joke, caller. I didn't see exactly what you're referencing. Joking by the captain."
Hey, like I said, I love the confidence though, 100%.
Yeah, it's I'm finding what I think is intriguing is the different demeanor, the different kind of natural leadership styles between both of these quarterbacks is very, very interesting to me. Very interesting to me. One of them's like kind of even keel, even line all the time. And then CJ's a little more wiry and fiery. And both of those could work and maybe work against you. Like, I just think that part of this really interesting.
So this is personally for me, the most interesting thing is that I know we got some unfortunate news this week about Kedron Young and Bauman, which Bauman, that breaks my heart. The fact that this was the last straw, that he had to retire. Like that really hurts me because now he can't even play against his brother who plays for Miami, which sucks. It's just terrible. You hate to see it. It's now our tight end room is thin, which we have not seen, I don't think, ever. As Notre Dame fans, we've never had a thin tight end room in a long time.
Yep.
But I've been very high on Jack Larson and Ty Washington, so see what they can do.
Yeah, we're going to see. And it really is Eli Raridon's time to shine. Like, he could be that outlet on third down. He could be the red zone guy. Like, he looks fantastic. Like, he's going to be the dude. It is his time to shine. Anything else, my friend? Thanks for calling from 574. Calling from home, baby.
No, dude. No, like I said, personally, I believe I truly do believe that if this is if the coaches have a hard time picking a decision before Sunday next week, I mean, you got to be happy about this. I don't care if everybody's getting impatient. Like, we need to pick a guy like now. I'm like, hey, listen, as long as they get him before that 2-week mark and make a decision, that's a good thing. That means these two want the job so badly. They are elevating their ceilings to try to get that job. And that's awesome.
Yeah, man, this is going to be I just can't wait to see what's going to happen. And we're all going to be here together, whether we're celebrating or having a counseling session. We're going to do it together, damn it. Hey, keep representing 574, and I hope to see you at the Purdue tailgate.
I will try my best to get there. I know I got I'm going to the USC game. I've got tickets for that, thankfully. And if it's the last time we play them, I hope to God that we shut the door right in there, right when they leave.
Yeah. Yep, me too. It'll be that's going to be an interesting game and an interesting feel. Let's see the records of both teams going into it, and we'll have a better idea what's on the line. But it's going to feel different with it maybe being the end. It's going to be weird, man. Thanks a lot, man. Have the good rest of the weekend.
You as well, John. Thank you.
Have a good one. I do not have somebody calling from a prison. Nothing says prison on here yet. Illinois Correctional Facility. Renee and 559 are both free, man. They're out. They're out. Those are my guys. They're both out. They're free men, damn it. Jack's book, Where the Birds Never Sing. Highly recommended. When I said Jack Sacco's the most interesting man in Notre Dame world, he wrote a book about his father's experience in World War II called Where the Birds Never Sing. Pulitzer Prize nominated author, Jack Sacco. I'm telling you, the guy's gifted. He's gifted. 215, make it come alive. What's going on?
My man, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I am ready for some college football, baby.
I am ready. You're the only person I would ever hang on the phone for this long. Not even any relatives of mine when I hang on for. But I was sitting here. It's funny. I was typing on my brother's ND grad. He went there, as I told you, I think a while ago, 88, back full circle back there now. And it's funny. I was listening to some callers, and I'm going to tell you a couple things that were true. One thing somebody said is this is going to be interesting to see as far as keeping this going, sustaining this for another year. I haven't been this confident in ND football in a while, and I'm a warrior like you. And I agree with some of the points that you made about they could stub their toe. They could stub their toe early in the season, but I still think the long-term health of the program is, and I'm not making excuses. I actually think they're going to go in and beat Miami. I feel pretty confident about that. And even though I think A&M might be better, we might be overstating how much better. They're definitely better coach because Cristobal stinks.
Man, there's got to be some real pressure on that guy. He is 500 and he is 500 in the ACC since joining Miami in the same year that Freeman did. He's in that batch of new guys at big places in year 4. There's got to be some real pressure on him. And he's been in position. He's been in position like last year, late in the year, but the bottom totally fell out at the end. Like you're talking about, you talking about how important it is for Notre Dame to get off to a good start. What about the pressure that guy's feeling at home?
It's more for him because he hasn't gotten a playoff. And people, let's not forget. I tell people, let's not forget when he should have sat on the damn ball and they lost. And I forget what bottom feeding team that he lost to. But no, I agree. And somebody brought up one of your callers brought up a good point. And I don't want to, sometimes we get into hyperbole and stuff, but I don't think this is the way I feel about Freeman. And I was just texting my brother. I was literally texting him while I was listening to your show. Because as I told you, his freshman year was 88. They won it all. And he said he thought it was going to be like that every year. And it was damn near close, 89, 90. I mean, I remember the years well. And I'm telling you, that's my measuring stick because that's what I have. Some of the guys older than me, because like I said, I'm 51. I'll be 52 in a month. I, can go back to the 70s. And then before that, remember, you had that run with Parsegian. And then before that, you got to go back a little bit. You know what I mean? Then you had guys like Brennan, they stung. But we lived through, both you and I can talk about living through Weiss, Willingham, Davey, the O'Leary fiasco. But when's the last time that you felt this good about this program? Because you got a guy that says and does all the right things. But unlike Kelly, he was an insufferable douchebag. What is great about this guy, Freeman, is he has the passion. And the only ones that could succeed at a school is having a passion. And even though Faust got rest his soul, was great and loved Notre Dame, Freeman gets it because he's humble enough to be able to tweak little things. And he's humble enough to know how to delegate and have people around him, surround himself with the right people. And relentless recruiter. I mean, this program is rolling right now. Yeah. Rolling. And I haven't said that in a while.
Man,
rolling.
I like that you said about Freeman being different. I've said this forever, and I believe it. And if you're not a Notre Dame guy, you maybe wouldn't recognize this or understand it. But I mean this sincerely. One thing I've learned in my time around Notre Dame is if you were the head coach, you have got to understand that Golden Dome and the lady on top of it means way more than your ego and your record and your contract and your agent or whatever. If you are not cool with that and you understand that the mission of Notre Dame, Our Lady, comes above your personal ego, if you do not accept that in your heart from day one, you have no chance to succeed.
Yes.
You don't. It's not possible.
Absolutely.
There's no shortcut. If you don't have that in you, that humility to understand there's a bigger mission going on here than just what happens on Saturday, you have no chance. You have no chance. And even if you do have it, there's no guarantees. But at least doors open you here in this cosmic football universe that don't exist otherwise. You got to have that in your heart or it ain't going to work. You could cover it up for a while, but eventually it comes to the surface and it never works. It's never worked. It don't work.
It exposes you. You're so right. Do you know why it never works, John? I'm going to tell you what you already know. And for the people out there that don't know, and a lot do, but I will tell you this, like the great Chicago guy you said, and it's funny because I was actually born just outside Chicago, came to Philly, whatever, many years ago. But I get the whole Midwest thing too. I went to school out there. Wasn't smart enough to get in there. I went to Valparaiso, but neither here nor there. You're right about that. It doesn't work if you're not genuine. And it's funny when I was telling my brother, he's good friends with the Bivacqua, right? And he told me what he likes is Bivacqua is giving Freeman his full support, which you already know.
Yep.
But what's different than when they had Louis had to battle with administration. He had to battle with Monk Malloy. But what's different with this is this school's on board. And what was the one thing that we said? Sometimes you got to get lucky to get the right coach. Let's face it, Alabama stumbled into Saban. They sucked for a while. They sucked since when Bear Bryant left. They were in the wilderness for a while. They had DeBose. I mean, they did have Gene Stallings, and they won with him. I remember they had that great run with the great teams, and they beat Miami. Remember the 92-93 Sugar Bowl, which was glorious. But my point being is you got to get a little lucky, but you also got to have an administration that's on board. And they're finally on board with everything.
Yep.
What did we suffer through all these years? We suffered through Wadsworth. All these guys have sucked. Kevin White, they sucked. We finally have an administration that gets it and is willing to spend and do what they need to do. And you're not compromising at them, but you're adjusting to today's climate.
Yeah.
And that's why
you're absolutely right. In my, 30 years of being cognizant of Notre Dame, I'm going to say this. This is the most I've ever felt everybody pulling in the same direction on the field, off the field, all layers of leadership from the new younger-ish president to the young AD that knows what it's like to play football at Notre Dame, by the way, to the young head coach who converted to Catholicism to buy in fully. And then the donors want to be more involved, kick in more dough for NIL, whatever. For the first time in forever, I feel everybody's pulling from the same end of the rope. And that opens up a winning window at Notre Dame that if any of those pieces are really out of whack, it just can't be. A lot of things got to line up just right at Notre Dame. It's a weird place with a unique history and a lot of Notre Dame nuance, damn it. And it all's got to line up, and it's hard to do.
Yes. Exactly. And we both know, all of us have suffered for so long. What was the common refrain we kept hearing? Well, you haven't won a major bowl. You haven't won forget the fact we got robbed. As much as we got robbed, obviously, we shouldn't have lost to Boston College at home. But neither here nor there. Louis, as good as he was, that 89 team was even better, at least as good as 88. 90 team was loaded. So he could have had a couple more. Don't get love him. But just think about
and
this,
we didn't even talk about 93. We didn't even talk about 90. The lifetime achievement award for old Bobby boy. Yeah.
Oh my God. What a disgrace. I remember I was 20 years old watching it, and I remember that game vividly. And actually Lou took his foot off the gas because we were skull, crushing that team. Took his foot off the gas a little bit.
Catch.
And it allowed them.
Nice job. Good catch. That's radio discipline, baby. Good catch.
Yes, exactly. So, you like that catch? You caught that.
No, I
forgot it. I don't want any FCC stuff.
Good job.
I said to myself, I appreciate that. But I said to myself, you know what? This right here, and if he gets one and he's young enough, and I think he's going to, you know how it is. You eventually have to feed the monster. Lou said after we won a title, he said, the famous thing he said, well, you didn't win by enough. But the thing about it is, we're going to be talking about this guy with the great coaches. If he can at least get one title, and I don't want to get ahead, we're going to be talking about him with the all-time greats, and he's not even 40 years old.
Yeah.
Not even 40 years old.
Yeah, it's
jacked.
It's amazing.
Pumped.
Yeah, you got it. The thing is, though, there are no more intermediate bars to clear. You got to get that bronze statue now. Like there is no, you need to win a major bowl game to knock that off first, and then maybe see if you could advance in the playoff. Like you raised the bar a lot last year. Like It's tough, but there's nowhere else to go but number one. Like, that is the bar for the remainder of the Freeman era. That is it. It is, do you get this done and get it over the ultimate hump or not? Because this is the healthiest program's been in 30 years.
It's so well. You're absolutely right. And, you know, Kelly was so intellectually dishonest. He kept lowering the bar, lowering the bar.
Yep.
And us as fans, we were like, you know, Citrus Bowl wins, all this BS. And you're right. Now there's nowhere to go. I mean, now you got to win the whole McGilla. And he's going to be measured. And he's still going to be under that pressure. But guess what? I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm loving this. We got to enjoy this and enjoy this ride. And I think it's going to be for a little while now. I really do.
Oh, man.
I see this going on for a while.
Woo, and so, you know,
I'm pumped.
Goolsby always brings up, whenever we have this discussion on Patreon, he always brings up MD25, by the way, get a discount. He always brings up, he goes, John, we feel like we like where we're at right now. You got to get a damn championship before things change, before big money from the NFL comes to Freeman, before Ryan Day goes to the NFL and they want Freeman, they're going to give him anything. Like, we like where we're. I'm not saying Freeman's looking for that. I think he's bought into getting it done here first. But I'm just saying, Goolsby's saying, we can't just sit around and feel pretty good about it. You got to get it over the hump before things change.
Get it up.
It doesn't last forever.
Hump now.
Nothing lasts forever as much as you like it.
Exactly. And you know what? When you win at Notre Dame, and all the haters don't like to hear it, but when you win at Notre Dame, it just hits different. Notre Dame's different. And I wouldn't have it any other way, but it hits different. And it's legendary. When you win there, you are a legend like nowhere else. Alabama, there's 6-8 titles. Nobody even remembers that now. Nobody outside that backward state remembers it. In Notre Dame, when you win, at Notre Dame, I should say, you are a legend, and it's international.
Yeah, titles live forever. They live forever, and I want Freeman to get a damn entrance statue that I could take my daughter to and get her picture taken in front of me, and that's our guy. Like, we need a new one, man. Hey, let me tell you, man.
Yes, we
really enjoyed this call. Call again. This was a really, really good, strong call. Thank you.
You got it, good brother. I felt like I was almost not going to call because I was like, okay, do I have anything to really add? But I feel so passionate. I'm listening to the callers, and they got me going because they brought up some good points, and it gave me the few. I said, you know what? Nope, I'm going to stay on. But no, when I feel like I have something to say, I'll call, and I'll always listen. I appreciate it, my man.
Man, I appreciate you. Have a good rest of the weekend. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Really good call. Thank you. Man, dude, Kent is in here working his ass off, man. Kent's in here 2 hours and 46 minutes on a Notre Dame show when he's an Ohio State fan. I take that as a compliment, quite frankly. Loyalty. I'm going to tell you what, guys. Man, I love our group. And if you noticed, we got it. We're getting a new blend of people. Like, we're getting a new blend. There's a different batch of screen names that are brand new. Seeing it on Patreon too with brand new screen names I never recognized. And now the callers, a bunch of them are first time or long time. Unbelievable. Last call of the night. Finally, it's 618, man. How are you? Thanks for waiting.
Man, how you doing, John, man?
I'm doing good. You know, you've been around here just as long as anybody else. You know damn well how I'm doing. I'm stressing out. You know. You know that.
Man, don't stress out, man. Don't stress out because, man, listen to me, man. Beck looks good. This to all the Notre Dame followers that follow Always Irish, man, because you're my favorite show.
I appreciate it, man.
Beck looked good at Beck looked good at Georgia. When Georgia had all them weapons. Beck didn't look good last year when he didn't have all those weapons. And I'm hearing like that Miami's best receiver is like a freshman. And I'm hearing that all the guys that they brought in can't separate. So, I mean, if they can't separate from Miami DBs, what do you think they're going to be able to do against Notre Dame DBs?
Man, it's going to be, and you got a battle of new defensive coordinators as well. It's so interesting, man, who, with all these changes with the quarterback, with the DC and all the moving pieces, and they got a lot of transfers coming in, and we got younger guys and people play. Who is going to come in there week one the most put together in their new situation? Who is the cleanest? Who is the crispest? Who's going to do the basics it takes to win a week one game where weird things happen? Like, who's more put together?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, man, before I get to what I listened to your show while I was at work yesterday. Man, I'll take Notre Dame and Chris Ash over the guy that's green, over the DC that they got that is green, that is like a second year DC. He got a lot of pressure put on him, man. I just can't see, man. I can see us running the ball on them, maybe even passing it a little bit, but I'll take Notre Dame all day.
Man, and is the confidence just Marcus has earned it from you and you trust him? It just from what happened the second half of last year? Like, or is it that you're seeing the roster change with your own eyes? Like, where does that confidence come other than because you want us to win every game?
Man, I just don't trust Cristobal, man. I don't trust him. You know, I don't trust him in big situations. I didn't trust him when he was at Oregon, and I don't trust him right now while he's at Miami, man. I mean, I just think that we go in there, I think it's going to be a very close game, man, but I still got Notre Dame winning.
Yeah, oh man, this is, do you have a feel on the quarterback thing, or are you like wait and see, and whoever it is,
That's what I wanted to talk about, man.
Well, what you
got?
That's
what I wanted to talk about. Man, listen. It seemed like, man, from the time that the national championship was over with, everybody jumped to say, hey, Carr going to be the starter. Carr going to be the starter. Now that things ain't going that all the fans' way, and I'm not saying that Kenny Minchey is lighting it up either, but, man, you got to think, man, he's still young, and Minchey is still young. Man, I don't care if they put you out there, John, as long as we win. That's all that matters to me.
Remember when I said I need MVPs, not RKGs that look like John Kennedy's? I meant it, damn it.
And I'm with Goolsby, man. Listen to me. Nothing wrong with Carr, but Denbrock didn't win at LSU. He didn't win at LSU with a quarterback like Carr. He always won with quarterback like Minchey, man. So even look at last year, even though we can't compare Riley Leonard to Daniels, but man, he still had that mobile quarterback. He always won with a mobile quarterback. I'm not saying that Minchey is not, Carr is not mobile or he can't move, but man, come on, man. You know, I don't care who they put on the field. I don't care who they trot on the field, man. As long as we win.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of the fan base. I'm tired of the fan base trying to break it down the middle. Oh, we got to have Carr to start. If we have Carr start, if we have Minchey start, I feel bad for him. Man, look, man, it doesn't matter who they have out there as long as they win.
Man, I like the belief. Offensive line, you think it's going to slot all in fine, and the injury or being I
think this is going to be the best offensive line in years, man, for Notre Dame.
But how long is it going to take them to get to that level? Because you don't have any time to
I
spare.
Think the first game is going to show you everything.
Look at you. All right, I'm going to put you on a spot. You have all this confidence. I'm going to flip it on you. What is something you're legitimately worried about? You got to give me something. You're really damn positive. You got to give me something you're worried about before you get off the phone.
Man, the second game of the season, I'm more worried about that game because I'm not worried about Miami running the ball. I'm worried about A&M running the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, year 2 of Elko, whatever. And they have that quarterback that's super nifty, and he'll pick a crease and give you the grease. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he throws a lot of picks in big situations. So it's not him. It's the running backs that they got and the offensive line that they got because they physical.
Yeah, it's man, one battle at a time. One battle at a time, man.
Yeah. I think we beat. I think we go in there. We win by 10, man. I think that game be close, and I'm going 20-10 Notre Dame, man, in Miami.
Oh, I like that. Keeping the score low. Oh, the defense doing their thing, and then I could see it in my mind. Later in the game, Notre Dame starts to control the line of scrimmage, can run the ball a little bit, wear them down. Kind of the A&M blueprint last year. I like it. That's how I play that in my head.
Now I did a couple weeks ago say Notre Dame going 12-0, and then I started really looking at that schedule. I'm gonna go more with 11-1, and I think that A&M game might be the hiccup.
There you go. All right, you're putting yourself out there a little bit on the vulnerability. Anything else, my friend? Thanks for waiting and calling.
That was it, man.
Hey, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and sincerely, enjoy the next few weekends to relax before football stress hits, man. Have fun with yourself.
All right, man.
See ya. Take it easy. 254 calls from that guy. 254. He is the number one most regular caller. The last few regular seasons, every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, my man called and he was on the air. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. 254. All right, guys. There are another bank of callers, but none of them have been on for like 2 hours or whatever. The next bank of callers is all like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. I got to get out of here. It's been 3 hours, and I'm running a little thin, man. This was awesome, though. I'm just telling you guys, I loved it. The numbers are good. We were just under 300. Peaking when Goulsby was on, we were just under 300. The chat's been great. Full call logs. I like the mix, you guys. We need our regulars. That's the glue that holds it all together. We need our regulars and that camaraderie. But, man, we had a lot of new people. It was amazing. The chat's a good blend. The call's a good blend. Go Canes, you're a good sport in here. You know what you're doing, jumping in here. And I love this, you guys. And a weird day for me on top of it. Being with you guys is awesome. Nothing else I'd rather do on a Saturday night. All right, we'll see you on Patreon. Planning tomorrow night with Jared Clark. Link in the description. ND25. Get yourself a discount. Have a good one. Thank you, guys, especially Rick. My Lord, Rick. Thank you, buddy.